Come on, you irons.
Hey, I had to throw that in there. That is from Pep himself.
So
He's a hammer.
Throw me a bit, Dan. I was waiting for the long intro.
No, do you know what? Right, someone commented and said that. Whoa. What? Why can I hear? Why can I hear what we've said? Is that me?
Must be
I've
you,
got the
mate.
YouTube thing open. Sorry.
Dan's
No.
laughing at himself.
No, because I had the YouTube thing open, so I could hear what we were saying like a few seconds after. No, someone commented and said how it was just too long, the intro. When I was watching, and they're kind of right, like, because if you're, come click on the video to see what you're watching, you got a bloody 1 minute intro, which is why I created that's the snazzy intro I made. I made it short for a reason, so it gives you an idea of the intro and gets you straight into the bloody video. We don't want to sit there for ages,
It is very snazzy, Dan. It's well done. It is very snazzy.
Yeah, no, cheers.
I like it.
But
I like it.
It gives us time to prep, though, Dan. That's the thing. I
know.
Especially me, I've just come straight in, so you don't have that
listen,
30-second breather.
We say we're going on 7:30. You can't cheat the people with an extra long video. But I took that little Pep clip. I just done that, like literally just before we come on. I took that and I thought, let's slip that in there.
Come on, you irons.
I love it. Pep is a hammer.
Well, I saw some of his interview. How comes he said that?
No, he was saying it was really weird how he said it. He's like, but I've got friends who, they're common irons, and was he trying to say he's got friends that are West Ham fans? Is that what I'm trying to say?
Dan, that was spooky. If I'd have closed my eyes there, I could have sworn it was Pep.
You don't have to close your eyes. You can open your eyes and you'll think it's Pep.
No, I saw in the interview he was talking about how Moyes was one of the ones when he first come over to England was sort of the friendly way and stuff like that. So it's good to see. It's good to see. Let's hope he goes a bit easy on us then tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, go easy on us tomorrow, Pep.
Nicky's late, by the way, everyone. For everyone asking, Nicky is late, but no, he should go easy, Pep, really, because look, his team's in the Champions League. He's however many points clear at the top. Take it easy. There's no point getting all stupid, is there? Pick up an injury, derail everything. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a big one. Like the title said, it's the biggest test of the season, really, because we're going up against a team that haven't lost in 18 games.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think when we played them earlier in the season, I mean, we did play really well that day. We could have been a couple up at half time. But I mean, since then, when you look at it, their stride the last, what they won in a row now, 19, is it?
Yeah, something stupid like that. Yeah.
It's going to be a completely different. I mean, they're always going to be a different kettle of fish at home, but from how they're playing now to then. It's going to be a big ask.
I've seen so many West Ham fans say we're winning this, and it's just, you know what? I'd love to. If we get a point, it's big, but I think the players, will be up for it. It is a big game, and whatever happens, as long as we don't get embarrassed, I'm happy.
Well, like I always say, you got to go out thinking you can win every game. Otherwise, there's no point turning up, is there?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
You've got to go up there with the belief that you can win. Otherwise, you've lost before the first kick of the ball.
Exactly. That's what when I used to predict that we'd win every game in the previews. If you don't believe you can win a game, there's no point playing football. And the thing is as much as this is a big test for us, it's how we perform. Look, City can tear anyone apart on their day. They're a top side at the minute. They're playing well, but don't forget we're in better form now than when we played them the last time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we both are, aren't we? We're both.
Yeah, both teams. I mean, to be honest, I think it would be a good game.
I mean, it's an interesting one. If you watch the Arsenal, if you'd watched the game they played against Arsenal, it was 1-0 to Man City, but Man City were in cruise control in that game. You know, they completely just took it easy, didn't have to come out of, you know, second gear, whatever, and you know,
City could have been 3-4 up in the first 10 minutes of that game.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like they didn't have to go all out in that game. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see their approach here, and obviously, the more we push them in the game, the more they're going to try and come after us. But you know, we can. I think we've shown we can defend well. And I mean, look, JMY has said 499 super chat. Cheers, mate. Do you think we'll play 5 at the back tomorrow?
100%. Without foul, we'll be 5 at the back tomorrow. He'll either. You'll probably see. I don't think Bonner's fit, is he? So. You'll stick with Diop and Dawson and probably put Creswell as a third centre back. Moyes has put a lot of faith in Ben Johnson. You know, he brought Johnson on against Spurs to try and man mark Gareth Bale to stop him causing the problems that he'd done. You know, so we'll probably see him go on the left, and then obviously Kufal carries on. Well, just pushes that a little bit further up the pitch. It'd be interesting to see if he doesn't, whether if fit he brings Fredericks back in.
Well, Fredericks, he said he was assessing today. He was going to see how he felt today. So I would like to once again see a Sufal and Fredericks on the right, well, like we did Villa. I would like to see that again if he's fit. If he's not fit, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, he'll probably have Bowen on the right hand side when he and Lingard, maybe Fornals and Antonio.
The difference is, I mean, the Villa game, I say, you know, our game plan was to stop Grealish. But the trouble is, with Man City, you stop one player, they've got another 6, 7, 8.
That's the big thing of having the amount of money that they've got, that they can have 6, 7, 8 world-class players at their disposal. You know, where some teams just about have one. Teams like City, you know, they've got that unfair advantage. We've been dealing with that for a long time, but we're a lot more resolute in the way we defend. You know, we're a lot more organised than we have been over the past. You know, we get to stages where, you know, this fixture in the season, you're dreading it. You know, because you're sitting there thinking, "I just give me 5 or 6." You know, this is a game where you've got to be slightly confident going into it because we have performed well. Look, don't get me wrong, we've rode our luck in games, but sometimes you need that bit of luck. And it's about time we started having that bit of luck. We haven't had that in the past. And it's that saying, you create your own luck. And sometimes maybe because we're now more organised, more resilient, we are creating our own luck. We're giving ourselves an extra chance. But we need to start strong tomorrow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Josh Brooks, 499 super chat. Cheers, Josh. So do you about Antonio maybe switching allegiances to Jamaica? We are going to talk about that when we go on and talk about Antonio, so we will get on that.
We're doing the show a bit backwards. Normally we start with previewing the game, but because we start, like normally we end the show previewing the game. But
I know.
Where we were talking about Guardiola, it sort of flows nicely.
It sort of fit, it sort of fit as well because it is like the big thing on everyone's. It's this game, you know. You're going into it and you're like, we're facing right now probably one of the best teams, if not the best team in the world right now on form.
But you've also got to remember that, you know, they've just played Champions League, so they're going to be, as much as they've got quality, they're going to be a bit, you know, fatigued from that. It's the early kickoff on a Saturday, which a lot of the time does throw up the odd surprise result. So. You know,
who did they play? Who they play the other night? Who was it?
I don't know, mate. I haven't watched Champions League for a long time.
Oh yeah,
the thing is, we say they're going to be fatigued. It's not like they've flown halfway around the world. They've
of course,
but
we've still had that a bit longer rest.
Borussia Mönchengladbach.
That's it.
Yeah, and so you know, like they're going to Germany, probably 2 hours tops flight. You know, they're not going to be. It's not like they've flown to, you know, like a long flight to Russia or something like that.
Shall I rephrase it from being fatigued, or shall I call it a bit of European hangover? You know, some teams seem to suffer from that now and again.
Yeah, I mean, it's the extra game. Who knows? So Steve's Directory Bell says, "Do you think playing 5 at the back is going to invite them onto us?" I mean, the thing is, earlier on in the season when we had that, that horrible run of games, we played that 5 at the back, and it worked really well for us. And we played it against Man City when we got the point, didn't we? If I remember rightly. So I think it's the way we play, and how we.
I'll be honest. I don't think City need much inviting. They'll be on.
Yeah.
No, if we
be honest,
back, they'll be on.
It doesn't matter how you play against City. The way they play, they're going to have a lot of the ball, regardless of how you play.
Yeah,
that's their style of football.
The game was in Hungary, not Germany.
That's still not the other side of the world, is it? It's
still
not that far.
Exactly.
No, but like I said, it's still a bit. It's a bit. Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, it can have an effect. I think Danny's right. Nothing to lose, because the thing is, even if we lose, even if we get battered, there's no pressure on us. There's no expectation. Yeah. The odds of us winning are so far. We might as well just go out and, just give us the performance of our life. Because I think if we win that game, people are going to believe we get Champions League. And I think
they get something. It's like, well done. But if you lose, it's like, well, it's Man City.
Yeah.
So you might as well go with it.
Go on, sorry, mate.
No, so you don't want to be getting done like 4 or 5.
No.
If you can go there and maybe nick a point, because it's going to be tough the way they're playing at the minute. So they've got 4 or 5 players.
I mean, we'll probably when Nicky comes back later, we'll probably do more of a little prediction and that on it. As well, but
the thing is, I think that result against Spurs the other day gives us a little bit of a free hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we get beat, it's at the end of the world.
I don't think it derails our European hopes. Do you know what I mean? We can afford to lose this one and then come back again.
It's again, as I've said before, it's the way we lose that game. It's how we lose it. You know what I mean? If we capitulate, then we need to be worried that it could send our season into freefall. If we narrowly get beat, and we play well, we defend well as we have been, then you take the positives from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Ollie says thoughts on Moyes linked to the Celtic job. I saw that, and I was a bit bemused when Trevor Sinclair said on TalkSport that he would like to see Moyes go to Celtic, and I'm thinking like, hang on, Trev, what you want him to just leave us in the lurch and take the Celtic job? Yeah, what's the matter with you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's obviously, Moyes came out and said that, he has no intentions of leaving. He's really happy at the club. He's happy with the players, the staff, all of that. He's comfortable, and he seems settled. I don't know why. I know it's be a bit controversial here.
Yeah, to be honest, I think
either you say it or I'm going to say it. So,
listen, you say it and I'll echo it. I know.
Why would Moyes take a step down? Why would you leave? You're sitting 4th in the Premier League with a side that you've built. You're building. This isn't even fully Moyes' side. This is a side he's constructing from the leftovers of what he's had from Bilic and Pellegrini, and bringing his own own players in. We're sitting 4th in the league. We're playing well. We're consistently performing. We're defending brilliantly. And you're going to step down to go and manage. Celtic are the biggest side in Scotland, the biggest side in a 2-division league. And that's no respect to the other teams. The other teams are nowhere near as good as Rangers and Celtic. Celtic are having a
2-team league.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like going from sitting in a Champions League spot to go and managing the Championship. Why would you do it?
Yeah, there is. I said you're managing a team that's in the top 4 in the most watched league in the world. Like you said, it's the most watched league. It's the biggest league. I think people have this inflated idea of Celtic. Do you know what I mean? Like just because, and it's just historic club, and they've had some great players come through it, and that. But it's not this like, when you look at teams like West Ham or Newcastle, things like that, it's like Celtic is not a step up from those clubs in terms of playing for them, and it's they've won loads of Scottish leagues, but like you said, it's a 2-team league, so it's I know.
Well, and for a time, it was a one-team league, wasn't it? Because Rangers had been demoted, and
yeah.
I mean, it's, Celtic are on the verge of doing 10 on the spin. It shows you how poor the rest of that division is. If one side can dominate, and it weren't just like they were winning it by the odd points, the odd point or the odd two. They were running away with it because the rest of the division is so poor. And that's the thing. This is what I don't get. I don't understand the fascination of Scottish football. I sit there and go driving to work in the morning and listen to TalkSport and things like that, and they're banging on about Scottish football, talking about Celtic and Rangers. It's just boring. A two-team league, just no one's interested. I know most of it is because it's Ali McCoist and Alan Brazil, but it's it's a two. Yeah, Rangers are having a fantastic season. Don't get me wrong, but
I would love to go to the derby.
League, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would love to go to a game once just because of the atmosphere and, do you know what I mean, to be there. And it's like when them two teams play, it is interesting, exciting because it is a real fierce, hated derby. But that's like 2 times a season, and then the rest when they're facing flipping Aberdeen or flipping Irn-Bru or
3 or 4 times, didn't they? They played each other 3 or 4 times, didn't they? I think.
Yeah, I think it's 4 times a season. 4. Because there's there's only 10 teams in the league, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure they played each other 4 times.
Oh my god!
That's what I'm saying. It degrades the. I'm a big thing that I think Celtic and Rangers. I think the Scottish Prem should Scottish football should merge in with English football. I think it would be a lot better for the Scottish game if they did that, and I think it would improve Scottish football in general, like the national team. Because a
lot of Celtic fans think that they'd be in the Champions League every season if they came over here.
The thing is though, like Scottish football. I mean, you look at sort of the 80s and 90s and that the Scottish players that were coming through and playing for top clubs in England. Ooh. Scottish football was strong up until about 2000. Yeah, Scottish football was strong. All right, it may have still been Celtic Rangers winning, but the Scottish national side, most of the players played for either Celtic Rangers or like Liverpool, Man United. They played for the top clubs in England.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it. And now it's been diluted a lot. You're not getting that many top quality Scottish players anymore.
No, that's it. Yeah, I think Carlton Cole did play for Celtic, didn't he?
Yeah, that's where he fell over and the ball hit him on the arse.
Yeah.
But don't knock Cole. I love Cole. Don't knock him.
Yeah. Do you know what? No, I love Cole. He was great. But yeah, I think the thing is with Moyes, I think if as long as everything's going well in terms of behind the scenes, he's being given a decent amount of money, he's being treated okay. I don't see why he'd leave. I think he had that situation before, obviously, when he was at Everton and he was comfortable when he wanted to. He had that, obviously, the Man United job. He found hard to turn down. He went, it didn't work out. I don't think he would ever leave if things are going well, no matter if the flipping Barcelona job came up. Do you know what I mean? Because, again, you got to think of, okay, yeah, it's a big job and it's good to have that on my name, but the pressure that comes with it and what happens if you fail, you're out the job in bloody 8 months. And then what? You've got to rebuild yourself. So, yeah, I don't think, even though he hasn't got a new deal, he said he's not worried. He's what he wants to get the season out of the way, then sort out his new deal.
Do you know what it probably is? He wants to wait to see where we finish and how much the board are going to match his ambition.
Maybe, yeah.
Because if we finish the season in a European spot, you've got to go to Moyes and say whatever contract you want, it's yours. Yeah. We've put faith in you. We've brought you back to the club. You've proved people wrong. You can, you've got us to where we weren't expecting to be. Now see if you can build on that. That's it. If that's the offer, that's what the board have basically got to offer him, because he's got us in this position on minimal funds with a depleted squad. It's a big. If we qualify for Europe, it's going to be massive for us as a club. But excuse me, also massive in terms of how far forward this club wants to go.
But the thing is, though, mate, what we've got to do is because, like we were saying, I think it was last week, wasn't it? You know, sort of every 8, 9, 10 years, we have a decent season. We never build on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if it happens this time, if we've got any aspirations to constantly be up there, they've got to build on it this year. You know, they've got to chuck a bit of money at the squad, expand the squad.
So there's a long way to go now till the end of the season, and you know, there's a lot of teams
like we said, we're not saying we're going to finish. All right, we're in champ. We're not going. To be honest, personally, I think with how thin our squad is, we're not going to finish in Champions. I'll be very surprised if we finish in Champions League spots. If we can get in Europa League, then that'll be. Bearing in mind the season we had last year, that'll be massive.
The thing is, Graham, and I've said this on a few other shows and things. You know, the form is on our side, right? If we keep carrying on at the form that we're on, we'll finish because you know we apart from Man City, we're the most informed side in 2021, right? Mm-hmm. And it's all going to be about if we can keep up that form. Like you said, we haven't got the biggest squad, so a lot of it's going to depend on luck with injuries and things like that. So
the squad's thin. We'll pick up a couple of injuries and we'll struggle. So that's
you know. So luck. We need luck when that comes to injuries.
And touch wood, mate. We've had a bit of luck this season,
and we adapted well because you think about it. Someone asked like thoughts on Antonio being our only striker. I mean, when he was out for a few games, we didn't have Antonio. You know, we had to put Bowen up top and things like that. We still kept ticking along without him. We didn't completely fall apart. So that gives me a lot of hope that we have, you know, Masuaku, you know, was so integral to how we played and to that formation before he got injured. He went out. We ended up finding switching back to the back four and still winning games. So Moyes has done so well at whenever we've had one of these key injuries, is still finding a way to perform and pick up points.
Don't forget as well, we've lost our best defender.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, Bonner being out, you know, normally that would be a huge blow, but said Diop's come in, and even to an extent, the Man United FA Cup game where we reverted to the five at the back again, and he had Soucek and Creswell was centre halves. You know, it just looks that you know teams when you see they've got an ingrained way of defending, and every player knows that player's job and their own jobs within that back line, so they can all shift about within the back line. That's what I'm seeing from us at the minute. You know, like we have lapses of concentration, but that's what we're seeing, and that's why we haven't missed Antonio that much. You know, I think if he weren't there against Spurs, we may have struggled a little bit. I think him, because of the way he is, he caused Spurs a lot more problem than I think we would have done if we had started with the same front three as we did against Sheffield United. But missing him for the Sheffield United game, we showed that we can play a different style with the front three. Yeah. What was it? Bowen, Lingard, and was it Ben Rama for Sheffield United? Where they were interchanged.
Come on, Ben Rama, come on.
Lanzini, wasn't it? Where they interchanged, you know, and we showed something now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you to Mr. Marvel.
Yeah, let's read this out. So Mr. Marvel,
brother Jake,
thank you, mate. Yeah, my twin brother Jake donated after we beat Spurs on Sunday. He didn't say thanks for the donation, like all impies. Can you give him a big thanks? Yeah, I think if I remember rightly, just as we clicked end broadcast, like one came through, like because we're going right. One thing left to say. Come on, you irons, and then when you click end broadcast, it still loads. So I think one did come in just as we ended it. So thank you, Jake. Apologies
Jake,
for that.
Thank you, Mr. Marvel, as well. Thank you very much.
I'm just going to put this one up, Dan. I'm sorry, mate.
Go on.
You stick with the one you've got. This one. Sheffield United. The one you pulled back Pellegrini with, they should have backed Bilic in the season we qualified for Europa League.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
Ryan was a big thing of saying that the Bilic wasn't back right, and to be honest, I can see that.
We went with quantity over quality that season. Yeah. We just was like, we need a big squad.
Yeah, you know, in hindsight, we would have liked to see Bilic be backed with the amount of money that Pellegrini was, but that was it. They lacked quality. They went for quantity. They thought, right, we need a big squad because we're going to be playing basically two different starting 11s, and then just went out and bought anyone who was available.
Yeah,
I'm not
really thinking whether they were going to fit into the squad or.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Danny, go back.
And then the thing is, once we went out in the preliminary rounds, we're stuck with players that aren't going to get in a Premier League matchday squad.
Yeah,
aren't we?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they did drop the ball there massively with Bilic. I don't know why they did something back, because that's the problem though, is they didn't. The thing is with Bilic, because he wasn't their first choice, it's like they never truly trusted him, you know, and that's why they put players on him, and they never really trusted him with the money. And when Pellegrini came, because he had that big reputation, and when Man City was like, yeah, we can give him the money, like we trust him, no problem. And I think that was where they really went wrong. So no, I agree. I agree, mate. No, I was putting up this comment. It's a freak season. I disagree. I don't understand this whole it's a freak season or it's a poor season, because people always put that out there. Whenever like the teams that they're expecting to be good do crap, oh, it's just a crap season. It's a freak season. You know, you're not going to see it. Same with Leicester. Yeah, it's just a freak season. It's not freaks. These results happen for a reason. It comes down to recruitment, player fitness, the manager, tactics, all of this, right? We are where we are. And I said this on Twitter the other day, right? Because it's reared its ugly head again. Andy Townsend, Mr. FIFA himself, came out and said, yeah, West Ham aren't missing their fans. There's teams that are missing fans, and West Ham's not one of them. And this is the I was talking about this idea that West Ham before this season were crap. We were shit. And now there's no fans. We're good. That's completely, completely false. Because when you look at Pellegrini's first season, we finished 10th. We're 5 points off of 7th that season, right? Yeah. Next season, Pellegrini's second season, we started really well. In fact, we'd just beaten Man United 2-0. And then we get an injury to Fabianski, and then Roberto happens, right? Complete disaster. One of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen. Practically chucks the ball in the back of his own net. So that derails things. Pellegrini gets sacked. Moyes comes in. And then from 2021, before the lockdown, we start to really improve. Even when we're not picking games where we're not picking up points, like the Liverpool game, we're starting to see good performance. This is. Then just before lockdown, the Arsenal game was the last game before lockdown. We played really well, deserved to win that game, but we didn't. Then on the other side of lockdown that season, we go on and have a really strong end to the season. So it's not like we was just like, complete relegation for the shit, and then just no fans, boom. Like we were, like our trajectory was on the up. Yeah, it was built on something. We weren't miles away, were we? Like when you think about it.
I'm with you, mate. You started to see the progression in what Moyes was bringing to the team and what he was trying to do, and it just, I think it's just coincidence, to be honest. I really do. Yeah. I don't think this is a freak season. Yeah, it's an unusual season. It's not a freak season. Like I said, with Leicester winning the Premier League, they were like, oh, it's a freak season. Leicester won the Premier League because they deserved to win the Premier League.
Their recruitment was excellent.
Table don't lie at the end of the season.
Yeah, there's a reason why Kante ended up going to Chelsea. Mahrez went to Man City. Vardy, Golden Boot winner. Like they had excellent players.
Yeah, they had.
Go on, sorry, mate. Go on.
No, they had a system, right? And they had the right players that fitted the system, and every player knew what their role was and worked hard for the team. And again, they rode their luck a little bit during that season. And they got what they deserved. And this is the thing; it's because of pundits who sit there and say Leicester winning the Premier League, West Ham, Southampton, Leicester getting into Europe dilutes the Premier League, makes it's bad for the Premier League. These sides, these are the people that are the problem within the Premier League. We know we're miles in front of where we all expected. We know that. We don't need people like Andy Townsend coming on going, well, West Ham shouldn't really be there, should they? Liverpool should be there.
To be honest, mate, Andy Townsend winds me up. To be honest, always like all the years he's been commentating, winds me up. But
this is the thing. It's not.
You know what? Have you seen him lately? He looks like his wife has kicked him out, and he's been sleeping rough for a while, didn't he? Like,
but the thing is,
not... Go on, Gray.
I know you're saying about like Leicester, but the last 2-3 years, Leicester established themselves as a top 6-7 side.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're moved. They're on that.
How is that
now? I think you can start considering them one of the top 6 or 7 sides because they're consistently sniffing around Europe and finishing in European spots last 2-3 years.
Sorry, go on, Ben.
No, so I've said before, like you will never ever see again the so-called traditional top 6 sides consistently finishing in those positions ever again. Football, it's been blown wide open now. The money in football, any team can go out and buy good players and recruit good players.
But for me, that's the best thing about the Premier League.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Over, you look at France, PSG, that's it. You look at Germany, 3 or 4 clubs, that's it. Look at Spain, 3 or 4 clubs, that's it. The whole thing about the Premier League is you have times when you get a Leicester, you get a West Ham, you get a Wolves upsetting the apple cart, putting, what other divisions? Yeah, what other divisions do you see where the team that are sitting top of the league, 10 points clear of the league, will go and get beat by the team that is battling relegation? That's the best thing about the Premier League. That's why it is the best division, the best league in the world, because it's exciting.
Might not be the best technically, like in terms of but in terms of excitement, and anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah, I think it denotes to see a West Ham up there or a Leicester up there. It to me it denotes either a lack of intelligence, laziness, or just a lack of comprehension on what football is all about, and what being able to analyze the game and look at a team and actually think, well, here's what they've done recruitment wise, here's what they've done system tactic wise, here's what the manager's done, here's what they've got out of them, here's what other teams are doing. They just think when they see like, oh, Arsenal was shit, oh, it must be a bad look, Arsenal was shit, oh, Tottenham shit, Liverpool, oh no, Liverpool were down there, oh, it's just, that's how football goes. It's peaks and troughs in every team, and
Liverpool are having to deal with what we've had to deal with season after season, with a lot of injury to key players, and they've proved that they've not got the squad to cope with it.
Yeah, it's part of the game. You look at Everton. Everton were one of the big 4, years ago, and they fell out of that. And that's teams have. Man United, they weren't the powerhouse they were for those years, and they became a powerhouse, and then they've sort of fallen away, and they're trying to get back there again. That's just football. Man City weren't even nowhere near the conversation. It's every team.
If you look back over history, you've always had a sort of 1 or 2 sides that have dominated an era in football. United dominated that era that they had. In that time that United was dominating the Premier League, you had Chelsea who become, got all the money that they got to be able to compete. You had Arsenal competing. You had Blackburn who won the league. No one was sitting there when Blackburn won the league going, oh, that's a freak season, isn't it? Blackburn winning it. Nobody said that then. They said, oh, this is fantastic. A team like Blackburn winning the Premier League.
And the thing is, they had one of the greatest.
But there was a lot of Blackburn bought the title. There was a lot of that year, or Blackburn bought the title.
But did they really? Would you say Blackburn bought the title? They had like Leicester.
No, but there was a lot of that going on at the time. Blackburn, because they had a few quid.
Yeah, look, Blackburn were in and around it the season before. That's the difference between them and Leicester. Leicester just surprised everyone. But with Blackburn, again, they had players who complemented each other. The Shearer-Sutton partnership. They complemented each other, the players they had around them, and that's why they went on to win it. All right, they got lucky at the end of the season because we done them a favour, but that was a fantastic season in the Premier League because it stopped that Man United dominance. And this thing people sit there and say teams buy the league. Man U have got a lot of money when they were winning it, but they had some fantastic young talent, and that's why they dominated for the period of time they dominated. You're not seeing the dominance from a side now because they haven't got that, what United had then. It is now you've got to buy, you're buying. So every couple of seasons, you're going to have a team, one of them top teams who have a lull, because the players that they bought in that were fantastic are now getting a bit older. So they've got to bed these new players in. And sometimes you can go and buy the best player in the world. If he doesn't complement the players that are around him, he's not going to benefit you. You're not going to perform at that highest level. And that's why now you're seeing City win it a couple of years, then someone else will pop up, then City win it again, and someone else will pop up. You're not going to see the dominance in football that we saw with United.
That's the thing. And nearly any team can spend that, but there's no guarantee you can spend well. So, Man City could go and just spend a load of money next season, spend it poorly. And then another team, like us or Wolves or something could go again and spend really well and end up just overtaking it because the recruitment's been so good. Someone said, is it time that Leicester replaced Arsenal in the so-called top 6? I think if Arsenal just keep finishing outside the top 6, you can't keep calling them the top 6, especially if Leicester finish consistently. I think this idea, I always do air quotations when I'm talking about the top 6 because it's, you know what I mean? Like, if you haven't,
we'll call it the Sky 6, Dan. The Sky 6.
Sky 6. There you go. I like that.
I like that. Darlings.
I'm a dollar.
Can we call it the Media 6?
The Media 6,
Sky 6, Media 6, whatever you want to call it. Let's, like I said, Leicester establishing themselves now as a regular top 6 side. Last 2-3 years.
Yeah, Arsenal fan. Arsenal have not really been a dominant top 6 side for a couple of seasons. I know they've finished there, but they've always sort of, scraped it. If you get what I mean, they're not.
Yeah. But they finished 7th last season. Yeah. As well, so this could be 2 seasons back to back. They're finishing outside of that. They haven't won a league title in God knows how long.
No, but this is what I'm saying with the transition of sides and of players coming in. Arsenal's team, their better players got old and retired, and then they've struggled to replace them. And the thing is with Arsenal fans is, they're so used to being in that top 4 because under Wenger they never really dropped out of it, and they then degraded the trophies they were winning as not good enough. Yeah. As West Ham fans, if I said to you, we're going to win the next 6 FA Cups out of 10, you'd take that all day long, wouldn't you?
I say one of my manager in work, she was seasoned to get older, and she'd come in every week and go, on the Monday, crap. I said, I'd love to be as crap as you are.
Exactly.
I said, you won 4 FA Cups in the last 7 years. I went, always finishing in Europe. I said, even if you've always been in finals, even if you haven't won them, you've been challenging for trophies. I said, I'd love to be that crap.
Yeah, they're still, I know, but the thing is with them, it's still a decline, isn't it? From where they were, from firstly, winning Premier League titles, then competing for titles, and then to not even be in the conversation. And you think, okay, we're winning FA Cups, but, that doesn't establish you as an elite club. Like winning an FA Cup, it doesn't put you in that higher echelon as it does competing in the Champions League at a high level, maybe winning the Champions League or winning the Premier League.
Is that not because the media and more modern day fans dilute competitions? Is it? No, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. Not modern day fans, media, and managers of certain teams dilute the FA Cup.
It's not just that, it's the league itself. Because if you look at it, right, FA Cup, what does it get you? It gets you a bit of money and it gets you in the Europa League. Yeah, 4th spot in the league gets you Champions League.
Yeah,
so it's like exactly.
Which you get knocked out. If you get knocked out, you're in the Europa League.
But the Champions League what would you rather be in? A Champions League qualifier or Europa League? 3rd spot again gets you in the Champions League. So what I'm saying is, it's the way that it's been designed that it's almost more prestigious to bloody be in that top 4 because then you're in this prestigious competition. It gets you a load of money. Why don't FA Cup get you Champions League? It's the Champions League.
What's my catchphrase?
Can't put top 4 in a trophy. No. No, but the thing is, Braze, I know I'm not saying I disagree, but what I'm saying is it's how it's been set up. What should happen is the FA Cup should get you into the Champions League because it's Champions League. What are you a champion of if you finish in the 4th?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So it's the way they've designed it. And the thing is, Champions League is the most prestigious, the biggest competition in world football. You want to be in it. It gives you a lot of money just for being in it. So everyone wants to be in that. And then if you're Arsenal, you win an FA Cup, it's not doing much for you financially to help you. It's not going to help you go and sign the best players as being in the Champions League will. So you can sort of see why they're just a bit like, well, right, we've won the FA Cup, great, but how does it progress us as a club? How is it going to push us forward? How is it going to help us attract players that want Champions League football or want to compete for the biggest trophies in football?
Is, Dan, success used to be about the trophies you won, not how much money you got in the bank account at the end of the year.
That's the problem. Look, this sums it up. Bring back the European Cup Winners' Cup.
I agree 100% with Mark Brand there, 100%.
And that's that, and looking at it, that's what UEFA are looking to do because they're talking about bringing in this Europa League.
Fucking Europa Conference League. Yeah. I'm telling you. Someone said, what do you think if West Ham got in that? It's
basically the Cup Winners' Cup. That's all it is. We had 3 tournaments before. you know.
The thing is, imagine
I
right,
say
you
bring
get
back
in,
the old tournaments how they used to be. So European Cup champions only.
the thing is, if they put us in
make
this,
it straight knockout. Make it straight knockouts.
The other thing as well that dilutes the for me, winning the FA Cup is a big thing for any club. Right, I get what you're saying. Finishing for some clubs, finishing in the top four is more important. Winning the FA Cup is that, as I said before, the FA Cup used to be the trophy that when we were kids, that was the one you wanted to win. You had the FA Cup or the World Cup. When you used to play your games or you used to play football, things like that, it was FA Cup or the World Cup. They were the things that you really, really wanted to win. And
but now football's changed so much.
Football, that's the problem. That's where the money's coming, and it's made it change.
But you get what I'm saying in terms of the actual progression as a club, like winning the FA Cup. It don't really progress. It feels you put something in your trophy cabinet. But if Arsenal were trying to get back to where they want to be and challenging for the league, being in the Champions League will more helps you get to that level than being in than winning an FA Cup. Because winning an FA Cup is just like, it's great, but you want to get more players, you want to be challenging for the elite trophies. That's it is. And the thing is about this Europa Conference Cup, winning that is going to get us in the Europa League. So I would rather just sacrifice that.
I think that got you into the Champions League.
No. The European Conference, if you win the Europa League, you go in the Champions League. So it's going to be another competition like where you go in and you're going to be
go up a tier.
Traveling to all of these fucking countries.
But the thing is though, is that when like what Graham says, what do you look back in history about your football club? What do you look back for the dates for? What do you look back for? You look back for the trophy.
You can't compare us though. You can't put us on a level to Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Who have won the big trophies? Do you know what I mean? They're going to look back at their Premier Leagues, their golden Premier League trophy, and that mainly. And I think they'd rather be up there and win like a couple.
But that's it. You've hit the nail on the head. They're going to look back at when they won the league. They're not going to look back at when they finished third, when they finished fourth.
No, but that's what I mean. But they want to be back. But that's what I'm saying, Scott, is, if they win an FA Cup, say if they're not in it, but if they was to win the FA Cup this season, great, they've got an FA Cup, but it does nothing to help them get back to challenging for the league. Do you know what I mean? So if they get into a Champions League, it helps progress them.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get completely what you're saying.
Like for us,
that's where the Premier League has diluted the importance of the FA Cup.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Make the FA Cup, give that Champions League place to the FA Cup, take away from fourth and give it to the FA Cup.
Yeah, I agree.
Even have teams from like the Championship and all that now putting out weekend sides in the FA Cup.
Yeah, because
being in the Premier League is financially massive. It's more important to be in the Premier League for a lot of teams financially than an FA Cup.
Yeah.
That's just the way the football's become now, But I'll quickly answer this question. 999 super chat from Nathan Eggers Cox. All the big teams can't always be up top. It's nice to see teams like us and other teams there. If we get Europe, what players, what positions we'd like to see us need. No, it's absolutely right. But that is the nature of the Premier League now, mate. That is the state of the Premier League. You will never see those same teams filling out those spots every season. It's completely different.
Which is exactly
as Scott said earlier. Scott said it earlier, didn't you?
We love it. What positions would you like to? So Nick, do you want to take this, Nick? Welcome.
Hello.
Oh, mate.
Hello, Nick. What positions? If we was to get some, Europe, what players and what positions would you like to see that we need them in? Would you like to see that we need basically filled?
We need strikers.
Yeah,
about 3 of them, maybe 4.
Simmer scored, didn't he, for Prague yesterday?
Yeah,
who we linked with, 19-year-old.
Did you see they said that they were talking to Soucek and Soufal?
Do you know what? I saw that. But do you know
we're going to be Slavia Prague, aren't we?
No, but do you know, someone tagged me in it, and it was like rival fans going, "Oh yeah, how rude!" Like the proper disrespect or whatever. And I'm like, West Ham fans were loving it. We're like, brilliant, fucking yeah. This is his boyhood club he come from. It's not dissing West Ham for him to be cheering them on, is it? Well, did you see it, Nick?
That's it.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
Did you?
I saw it. No,
What did you think
of the day?
of it?
I mean, he's got, as you say, he was at that club since he was 10 years old. Probably knew he had to leave Slavia Prague. Probably wanted to play in the Premier League. Probably that. You can't have a go at him for supporting his team. His team. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we're not in direct competition at the minute. Next season, if we get in the Europa League and they're in the Europa League, then I don't want to see it. But at the minute,
But that's it. Though. You know, it's no different to if your boyhood club was West Ham and you were playing, you know, and we were playing a foreign side who you know, someone who was playing, you know, someone the roles reverse sort of thing. You know, you wouldn't have a problem with that. It's you're benefiting. You're not indirectly affecting West Ham.
It would be like if, say, Noble was world class, right? Was a world class player, and Bayern Munich signed him up. I'm sure he would still have love and support for West Ham, and I'm sure him cheering on West Ham if we got far in the Europa League wouldn't be an issue. The idea of that,
you guarantee someone if we were playing Mönchengladbach and you know someone Moyes rung up Nobes and said, "Oh, Nobes, what they like?" He ain't going to sit there and go, "Oh, I don't know."
No, fair play. I think people are reading too much into it, but that's similar.
People love a conspiracy theory, don't they? Like, at the end of the day, it's his boyhood club. Like, as I say, it's not Tottenham. You know what I mean? Slavia Prague. You know, just because you're a footballer. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he was,
they were fans before they become footballers, weren't they?
At the end of the day, if he was putting in fucking shit ass performances every week, and he was saying he wanted to go back there, then I'd have a problem with it. But he's not. He's the top player, he's an honest player. Let's take this one from more. FA Cup, the Champions of England, top 4 just makes you within the top 4 best.
Bang on, that's and that sums up what I class as modern day football.
Yeah. I don't know if in other leagues that their cup, you know, you got, was it like the Copa del Rey or something? If you win that, or is it Copa del? Is that the Copa del Rey?
Yeah, that's Spain.
Spain. Yeah. If you win the Copa del Rey, does that get Europa League or Champions League? I wonder.
I believe it's Europa League.
So it is. So it's so your domestic cups get you in the Euro in all the leagues. So that is the problem, isn't it? That it should be more so that, at least in the qualifiers, rather than let's have 4th spot. And that.
I tell you what, I don't watch a lot of foreign football, right? But I know there's a few people in the chat that do. Do you see teams in Germany, in Spain, in Italy rest players in the cup competitions because they don't take it as seriously as a league?
I don't know. I'd be interested to find a fan of that league. But I think that's what I'm saying. It's the value of it, you know. But maybe if they put more money in the prizes and you know, more money into the FA Cup as well, that would spark more of interest in teams. You know,
again, it all comes down to money, doesn't it? Rather than the honour of
but you know what the problem is, Ray? When's the last time a team outside of the big sides even won the FA Cup? I think a lot of teams now don't even feel like it's even possible. Do you know what I mean? Once you get to the Man City,
there's been teams like Wigan who went down and won the FA Cup.
That was ages ago. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but that's not that long ago.
But it's in the grand scale. I mean, if you look at football now, financially, it's progressed, you know, quite a lot. And in fact, that Wigan went down. If you said to Wigan, you know, where would you rather be? I'm sure Wigan, the owners, and that would be like, yeah, I'd rather have stayed.
The owners, the fans, probably not.
The fans, who knows? Yeah, who knows to the fans? But where are Wigan now? League One,
League Two,
League Two. Yeah. So, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's like you think if they actually got some money on, like decent money out of it, that might have helped them when they did go down to recruit.
Dan, they would have had parachute payments from the Premier League. So.
No, but they would have. But I'm saying if they got a lot of money for winning the FA Cup, then they would have got a lot more money then, wouldn't it? And it would have actually helped stabilise them financially. I'm just saying there should be more money in it, in the cup. Do you know what I mean? I think so. At least those smaller clubs who do go far but don't win it, it can actually make a change for those clubs. You know, So,
A few comments saying that like in the European leagues, like they tend to take the cups.
Some of them
pretty
do, some of them don't. It's Kent said there with one of them that sometimes the crowds are smaller, but there's other comments saying that they do take it serious. And one there, I can't remember who put it up, who said it, but he said that in Germany they take the cup more serious than the league. But that's the thing. It's just I think just with the amount of money in the game and the way that a lot of fans as well approach the Premier League, it's finishing fourth is more important than winning a trophy. And maybe I'm just sitting there saying that because we haven't won a league and we ain't finished in the Champions League spot. Maybe my view would be different if we were, but I'm just old-fashioned. I think you want to be winning trophies no matter what they are.
Yeah. And I just disagree because I'm a grumpy old git. I want to win stuff.
It's just one of those things.
I've just noticed my hair. I look like the Doctor out the Cannonball Run with my hair and eyebrows at the minute.
Well, I missed it. I was coming home from work. What we've been talking about?
I was talking
about the City game.
I was talking about Townsend. I was saying about Townsend, brought up the whole thing again about, there's teams that are missing fans and we're not one of them. And I pointed out the fact of that West Ham weren't shit and then suddenly became good when there were no fans because we finished under Pellegrini's first season, finished 5 points off of 7th. It's had a really good start the second season. Then Roberto happened. Then Moyes came in. We picked up and done well again. So we've always been on a steady sort of growth. So it's not like we was like 17th every season and now 4th, but people think that out of nowhere there's no fans and we've just gone bang, like we're brilliant. It's so but again, they won't let us. I commented on it and I said it's boring now. They keep flogging that dead horse, and every time they talk about us, they have to mention no fans. They can't just say West Ham.
The owner of that radio station went on to another West Ham channel and had an hour interview. I must admit I didn't watch it because and it's not because I don't like Gio. I love Gio. Gio's a good power mind, but I couldn't watch it. I couldn't stomach it because a lot of people were telling me in comments and stuff like, at times he's talking bollocks. He couldn't look him in the eye and say things. You know what I mean? And they keep it's like one swallow does not a summer make, is the old saying, right? Mm-hmm. So just because we're doing well this season without the fans, we was doing well at the Boleyn when we had fans. We nearly got fourth place in, very similar to
a few points off fourth
position to what we've had now. So, so I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, and I excuse me, I know a few people don't like me swearing on here and all that. I don't care what anybody says. They are running that narrative because over the past 4 or 5 years, it has been West Ham fans versus West Ham owners, and that becomes very, very interesting, clickable news. And that's for people that like to laugh at us. We're the big story because we're in a publicly funded stadium and people don't like it. And then they like to see it going wrong at our club. So like they're just it's a pot and they're just stirring it and stirring it and stirring it, waiting for us to buy it. It as people in the chat saying, it gets them views, it gets them clicks because we're big news. People don't like us because of them owners, because of where they've moved us and all that sort of thing. But
clickbait,
like what they fail to understand and what they fail I don't even think they fail to understand it. David Sullivan has his little 2 pence in there. He gives them exclusive information and gives them exclusive things, and he says, "Say this for me, say that for me, make me look in a good light," and all of that sort of thing. I don't care what anybody says. And then I don't even think this narrative that they've got is necessarily their own opinion. They just hear it from other people and think, "Oh, that's why." And that's the problem. They don't want to seek the truth. Why that 3-0 against Burnley? They're bringing up the 3-0 against Burnley. I see one of the West Ham Way USA guys bring it up earlier. Yeah, we like being sarcastic. We don't interfere with the team, and like being sort of as if to say, we do. But what they don't understand is we're not protesting against them players. We're protesting and exercising our right to protest against two men and a lady. It sounds like a film, doesn't it? Two men and a lady that sat there and literally sold people season tickets on the back of we'll be able to spend the same amount as Man United. Mm-hmm. Everyone who went to a meeting in there, and obviously other fans who don't support West Ham, they're not going to have seen them meetings. And they literally turned around and said, give us your money, pick your seat, give us your money. This stadium is going to allow us to compete for transfers with the likes of Bayern. Scott, am I right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right, mate. You're bang on.
Am I right? Am I wrong? Yeah. Anybody else that went to one of them season tickets? Yeah. So if you went to a restaurant and said, give us your money, we'll deliver you a steak, and they bring out a burger and fucking chips, I think you've got a right to stand up and stand up for yourself, to be quite honest with you.
And that's the thing.
This is a freak season. There's a lot of teams doing well. There's a lot of teams.
That's something else you missed out on, right? Someone's put that in the comments.
We were saying it's not a freak season.
We don't think it's a freak season.
Okay, all right. But that's your opinion. But in my opinion, it's a bit of
but the reason why we said it's not a freak season. But why is it a freak season? Tell us why.
Because just because it's not the same for the players. It's not the same.
Are you saying the results?
I see the point now. I see your point now.
No, but are you saying that teams are where they are makes it a freak season? Are you saying West Ham being fourth is
because the last season at the Boleyn was a freak season? They happen every now and then. Teams you start to get people like Liverpool and that who's the players start to get older. Other teams sort of strengthen. There's sort of transition seasons. Tottenham are on a decline at the minute. Arsenal are on the way back up at the minute. There's freak seasons, transition
Arsenal on their way back up.
But I think so. I think they will be. But there's transition seasons. We're seeing one of. Yes, we've improved. We've improved for tenfold from last year, and it's because a lot of it is because two signings and the pick up of form of people that were already there. No doubt about it.
This is what we were saying like at the start of the show, because they were the comments about Moyes going to Celtic, and I said it's the case now. He's working with where he first come in. He was working without his squad. He's building his own squad. He took the best of what he had. And now he's trying to add to it and build his own squad, bring his own way of thinking, and that's why we're improving. But do you think, right, as you class this as a freak season, do you think now, because of the teams like ourselves and other teams like that, like Wolves and Leicester who are competing, do you think we'll see more freak seasons because teams take that much longer to, like Arsenal, they've been on the decline for a while?
I just think there's a lot of teams there that are in transition. There's a lot of teams that are in transition.
Arsenal have been in transition for nearly bloody 10 years? Where
Arsenal been in transition.
You can't say transition because the thing is, teams. It's football, Nick. I mean, what do you say? Everton have been in a fucking 30-year transition. Teams, people have peaks and sometimes you just not the flavour of the decade.
Been in a 10-year transition,
but it's not a transition, then, is it? It's just the team. How is it a transition?
Nick,
have we been in a transition? It's just football,
Nick,
mate. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're shit.
Nick, we were saying earlier, Leicester, right? I think they're starting to establish themselves now. We were saying this earlier as a top 6-7 side. Now, people may say that's like them winning the league was a freak season. I see it more as that was the beginning of their transition into a top 6-7 side.
Their form from the previous season towards the end carried over.
What I'll say about Leicester is Leicester have made the best of that chance, that opportunity. They've made the best of it. They had that season when they won the league. The likes of Kante and Drinkwater and all that was superb for them. They fitted their systems and all that. They all left. And instead of just sitting in there thinking, do you know what? We could literally fucking finish 17th for the next 20 years. These fans are going to be happy. They didn't. Their owners went out, identified, got a scouting system. We ain't got no matter what it is.
So they're starting to establish themselves. They're establishing themselves as a regular top 6 side.
They are establishing themselves. Yeah. We had that at the Boleyn, and that's like no matter what you think about it. Like, and I don't want to be, too negative because we're having a brilliant season. I'm really enjoying it. You know what I mean? But You know, that Payet season, we had the best player in fucking Europe who could win games on his own. If we'd have gone out and done what we've done now, then who knows where we could have been? We could have been like the Leicesters and that sort of thing, but we don't. We didn't. We went for the cheap option. We went for number. But what I'm saying is, like, going back to the original point with the talk sport and all of that sort of thing, it is a bit of a freak season. We have recruited very well. The two lads have come in and they've well surpassed expectations. I don't even think the club could have, knew how much impact. Defenders that have come in like Dawson, everyone's had a great impact. That happens sometimes. That does happen sometimes. But what I'm saying is, instead of keep on banging on the door, honestly, Andy Townsend and all the guys that have been saying it's not their opinion. They're just hearing it from other people. They're getting it secondhand. They're not there week in, week out. As I say,
it's lazy.
People are entitled to, protest and exercise their this dissatisfaction with the product that's been put in front of them. If that means, as I said, you go to a restaurant, you ordered a steak, and they bought you out a burger, you'd fucking sling it back in the thingy's face, and stand up and stomp your feet. And unfortunately, that's why I don't understand some of these people who keep on saying, wait till they've done it, like wait till they've signed someone, like wait till the end of the transfer window before you start moaning, and then the transfer window starts, ends, and don't start moaning now because there's nothing you can do about it. So when do you moan? Do you know what I mean? Like, when do you say anything? You can't just. It's the old people thinking like we're British. No bollocks. You know what I mean? You told us that's why we moved out. That's why we, moved ourselves out of the fucking bowling, according to you, to compete with the likes of Man United and Bayern Munich for transfers and all of that sort of thing. But when people are saying, "Oh, don't say nothing because you make the team," but when are you supposed to say anything?
But that's the thing.
It's sitting there and taking it. Like, if someone was covering me up the arse, I'd have to say something, after a while.
Let's respond to this comment that's been up here for 10 minutes because it's just been sitting there. It's annoying. But Jake Ward says, but when we misplace a pass, 60,000 fans moaning, grunting does make a difference. The thing is, Jake, it is the same for every single team in the league. You go to Everton, that will be the case. You go Man United, you go Arsenal, you go back to the Boleyn, it was the same. There, it's not just a West Ham London Stadium thing. Every team does it. If you're facing Fulham and you start playing shit, fans get restless. Stop saying it or thinking it is a West Ham thing, right? If it's the same for every team, then every team should benefit from it. But no, Newcastle, who have problems with their owners, are in a relegation battle, even though they protest. They've got the Mike Ashley thing. Arsenal are sitting 11th, who have all of their problems that they have. It's not even worth mentioning. That's football. It's been like that for decades and decades.
You can't really count Arsenal, Dan, because Arsenal's fans are quiet even when they're winning. So
no, but the thing is, there was protests, there was unrest, there was groans.
It's the case of, like you said, if it was affecting every team, then you can sit there and say, there's some traction in what they're saying, but it's not. At the end of the day, that's like saying every away game. You go to away games, our away fans are singing loud and proud for the 90 minutes, whether we're 3-0 up or 3-0 down. It don't matter. And that's the thing. It's crap.
Scott, like, with all due respect to Jake Moore, go to Anfield when you're beating them. And we're not playing shit.
How many away games have we been to where we've been winning?
Graham come with me to Anfield. When they was on their way up. We beat them 3-0 that day. What was
they
it
weren't
like?
Happy. They weren't happy.
Why would you be happy to watch shit? You're paying to watch that shit.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is I've been to so many away games where we've been winning and then half time comes and the home fans are booing their team. It's not a West Ham thing, but the media are trying to paint it as if we're this toxic fan base that have cost our team from progressing.
The other thing as well that we've got to remember is the media don't like seeing us where we are. Like, this is the thing. We're the little old West Ham from East London in the taxpayer stadium. They want us to be bad because it drives more stuff for them. So when they've got an opportunity to put us down, they'll put us down, and that's all they're doing. They'll give us a little compliment now and again, and then come along and put us down.
You remember the documentary about the stadium? You know, remember the BBC documentary? It was 45 minutes or under.
Yeah.
Like that. And there was people there was projecting what this stadium move will do and why it was unfair that we got it and what it will do to West Ham. And one of the guys said they're a sleeping giant now. Yeah. And that is true. That is true. We are a sleeping giant. Yeah. We've got everything in place now to do well, except the owner. They won't. They don't want to give you that extra step. Why? Listen, this is just my opinion, and it's not fact, and it's my opinion. It doesn't necessarily reflect the opinion of West Ham Fan TV. But this ain't fucking hooky going on there because they won't spend the money. They've got the money there. Why won't they spend money that don't come to them? They can't get. Apparently, they can't get it out of the club. It's not going anywhere. Now it's either to increase the value of the club because the more money you've got coming in, the more expensive the club gets, or it's because every time they make one of these fucking signings from this agent, someone's taking a backhander somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we've said this. I've said it time and time again. These guys are in it for the short haul. They're in it until that stadium is given over to us. The day that happens, within a year, they'll be gone. That's all they are waiting for, and it's coming. That day's coming. Listen, as much as I respect the guys out there protesting, and I am balled out, they are biding their time. They're waiting to get this 66,000 seater stadium given to them by the government because it's costing the taxpayer so much money. And the day that happens, they will be gone. And
COVID will accelerate this. Yeah, believe me.
Yeah, massively, mate. Massively. I'll give it 2-3 seasons. They're gone, but they're not going nowhere till then. And this is the downside to Moyes performing so well and the boys performing so well, is it gives them ammunition not to spend. Because we've done it on a shoestring. We've done it with a thin squad. That's the other thing. So, they look, as I said, they're here short term. Once we get that stadium, they're gone. So we need to appreciate where we are, enjoy this season for what it is, and then we want to see us progress next season, finish as high as we possibly can this season, and progress next season. We take a massive step back next season. Questions have got to be asked again.
Charlie Barks, who I think is in my fan club in the YouTube comments, turns around and says, "We're currently 4th, having an amazing season, but we still moan." Charlie, we're still moaning because the same problem still exists. We're having an amazing season, but the owners are still not backing it. Simple as that.
Well,
we're not. We're not. It just goes to prove that we're not moaning about the football. We're moaning about the ownership and the structure.
Yeah, do you know what I don't want to see? Right, wherever we finish this season, it's been a decent season. So so far, if we do finish,
it's been one of the most enjoyable seasons I've ever seen.
Yeah, to be honest, some of this season's been more enjoyable than the last season at Bowling, and that was a fantastic season. But what I don't want to see is this old lull of we have one good season, 4 bad seasons. I don't want to see that.
This is what we said earlier, wasn't it? We don't back a good season.
No, we never back it. That's the thing that's got. This is what we were saying earlier on. This with Moyes' contract. I said to the boys, I think that Moyes is waiting to see where we finish this season, and he can go into that office at the end of the season and go, "Well, this is what I want. What do you want?" And then if the board back is what his philosophy is of taking the club forward, he'll sign. I think if they don't, he'll go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's gonna. I think he'll stay regardless. I don't think he's gonna end up going. They'll do what they need to do to keep him, and he'll be here next season. But yeah, it's just it'd be good once they're gone because it just gets talking about them all the time. It's just that's the thing. It's just you don't want to have to talk about it, do you? And
that's the annoying thing is that we are having a really, really good season.
But the problem is that the media keep putting it back to the negative, didn't it? They're not just sitting there praising the team, are they? They've got to bring it back to the fans, which then brings it back to the fight between the fans and the board.
This is the thing that drives people, that drives people going to them. That drives debate. That drives conversation, and that's what they're all about. I was listening to it the other day. I can't remember what they were talking about. But you had Alan McCoy and Laura Woods on the breakfast show, and they were chatting. And every time they were trying to get West Ham fans to call in, they'd add a little bit of clickbait to what they were saying. So it'd start off, I honestly can't remember what they were talking about, but they'd say one thing about what happened. And then the next time she mentioned it, she added a little bit more. Then they were obviously getting no one phoning in. So they added a little bit more and then added a little bit more until someone finally bit and rung in. And that's what they're good at. That's what they do. And that's why they drive viewers. Yeah. You can sit there and say, well, why do we listen to TalkSport? To be honest, the radio is awful. So that's why I listen to TalkSport, because I like listening about sport. You know, and this is again the annoying thing. As much as you don't like paying TV companies to you know, we have to. It's what we have to do to be able to watch our game, to be able to watch football. We have to have these things. You know, it's the downside to it. But you know, it's just for me. They just do it for clicks and
they do it to wind people up and get the switchboard going. That's why they do it.
Last week, Gray, right? And I tweeted it out and I asked people on Twitter to tag a player. We are always. The reason we turn up in our droves, the reason we don't turn up 60,000 at home to moan. We don't turn up, sell out every away ground we go to, go travel up and down the country, sing songs and you know, and spend our hard-earned money to whinge. We go there to back the players. We go there to, you know, we are 100% behind the players. They have done us so proud this year. It's unbelievable how proud they've done us. Every single one of them, to a man, except for Sebastian Haller, has done us so fucking proud this year.
Had to get that one in, didn't you?
Yeah, he's gone. Only one argue. But yeah, they've done us so proud this year, and I am so proud of the boys. I'm so proud of David Moyes, even the ones that I fucking said would foul miserably. You know, I remember sitting here saying when we signed Graham Didi and Garner, I've been proved wrong on all of them fronts.
I had my earphones on when I was taking a piss. I heard what you said about it.
But 100%.
Thanks for that, Dan.
I hope they never, ever mistake, and I don't think they will, because they can hear where the disdain is coming from. But I can't sit there and watch these two men fleece my football club, fleece the people that go there without saying anything. When we've got a platform, when all these people are here, sitting here watching us, when these get thousands and thousands and millions of clicks, you know, it's you know, I can't sit here and turn around and go, yeah, well, it is what it is. It ain't what it is. We've got a voice. You know, for so long we've been voiceless, but social media gives us a voice. It gives everybody in this place a voice. And as I've said before so many times, that's why these fan channels, people laugh at these fan channels like Arsenal Fan TV and things like that. But they get more fucking views than Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher and all of that sort of thing, because the fans' voice is the most important, and we've got lost for so long. But this new form of media gives us a voice. The bigger you get, the bigger your voice becomes. Yeah. Like, without sounding fucking rebellious or anything like that, we're becoming the voice of the voiceless, and we're becoming a bigger voice than the ones they want to narrate to you. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
And that's on top of us talking bollocks. I was saying to all the predictions that I made, like, you know, all the prediction videos and all of that. Fuck me, I don't think I could predict Christmas fucking Day at the minute. You know I mean, like,
we went with Nicky's predictions. We'd get 100 points in the league every year.
It's really as bad as mine. We'd be Champions League every year.
I'll tell you something now. We've all, like, you know, if we come fifth and finish above Tottenham, I'm getting a certain video out and I'm going to fucking share the shit out.
It'll be beautiful.
Yeah. Only 4 years later, though, Nick. Only 4 years later.
Sorry, Dan. Thanks to Andrew McDonald donating $25. I like them all week.
Yes, thank you.
Big thank you for that, mate. I've got another talking.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who's been donating.
Of course. Another topic, if we're ready for it, I wanted to talk about. So Winston Reid played on Wednesday against Sheffield for Brentford, and his stats were very impressive. 1 key pass, 3 clearances, which was a team high, 15 aerial duels, 1 match high, 94% of aerials, 1 match high, 83% passing, 0 times he was dribbled past. And it brings a very interesting point that he's actually younger than Ogbonna and Dawson. And the question I'm raising is, can Winston Reid still have a future at West Ham?
The thing is that you're looking at that on one game.
No, but if you get promising, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's promising, but he's got to get back to fitness. He's had the. I know where was he playing previously? Was he out in
he didn't look after that he was with us. The thing is, if he can show it consistently, then he does. If he can show he can still get it, because as much as the championship is a step down, when you look at the quality, but it's a tough league. It's a
physical league as well.
Yeah, and this, if he can stay fit and he performs well, then why not? But would you, are you going to offer him a contract that he's on now? What's he, 90 grand a week?
No, he's not. Is he? He's not. I thought he was on 70 odd, wasn't
it? Even that, even 70 grand a week. Is he really still worth that sort of money?
He ain't played for 2 years. We've got people putting in shifts. One position really that we're really not struggling in at the minute. Listen, good luck to Winston. Good luck to Winston.
I think it's the age thing that's very interesting for me, is that obviously you've got O'Connor's not getting any younger, Dawson's not getting any younger.
Reid's older than Dawson, Dan.
Is he? I thought Dawson was older than Ogbonna.
Kent Hammers says Reid is older than Dawson, Dan. Sorry.
Is he?
Hey, look, no matter what happens for the rest of Winston Reid's career.
I've not known Kent to be wrong.
He's only 30, Dawson. I thought he was 33.
Yeah, Kent. I've never known Kent to be wrong.
Ogbonna though he's 30. He's 33 in May. So it's interesting though, isn't it? And I mean, obviously, it depends what happens with Balbuena and Diop. To me, I would love to see him get a testimonial. Reid.
Yeah, look. No matter what happens with Reid for the rest of his career, he'll go down as the last scorer at the bowling.
And honestly, that gave us probably West Ham fans one of the greatest memories of their lives. Because most of us we weren't alive when we won FA Cups and things like that. And that moment we was there, and it was beautiful. It was an amazing moment, and Winston Reid gave us that moment. And I'd love to see him go out on a high, at this club, and maybe get another chance. See how it ends, but. I still love Winston Reid, and regardless, I think he should get. He's in his 10th. This is his 10th year, isn't it, at West Ham?
Yeah.
I honestly, it'd be great in the summer, pre-season. Give him a testimonial, and honestly, maybe who knows? Where we'll go from there. Has he got one more year left on his deal? Because he had like an 8-year contract or something.
No, I think this is his last season.
Season now, so he's out of contract in the summer.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and that's the thing. Is again, if players who don't get, we said before, Ginger Pele should have got a testimonial, and I think really does. But testimonials are not like what
not what they used to be. Yeah,
it used to be a payday for the players. Now they earn so much money now that they don't really need it.
Testimonial was basically like almost like a pension payoff, wasn't it?
No, but the thing is now, I feel like
days,
now it's more. I think it's good for raise money for charity, but it's also nice for the fans. I mean, look, I don't know if all of you was at Mark Noble testimonial, but I went, and it was a great day out. Everyone who was there remembers, seeing Dean Ashton score the overhead kick and the Adrian, running down the pitch and sticking it back. It was a real fun, good day, and it was great seeing ex-players come back, and it was a good family day as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's you are right, Dan. With testimonials, they are a family day. There's no opposition fans. There's no nothing to get angry about. You're just there. You're there to appreciate and thank the player for giving the amount of service that he's given the club. So there should. How often now do you see players getting testimonials?
Scotty's contract expires 2023, mate.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay.
Someone was moaning about the banner, so I just took it off.
No, I fixed it.
No, I mean, Yeah, you couldn't.
No, they said they couldn't see Nicky and Scott at the bottom.
I fixed it.
Okay.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
Someone's asked this question so many times. I just want to.
There you go. Look, fixed it.
There you go. Well done, Dan. Well done.
Somebody asked a question. Hold on 1 minute. Where has it gone? Oh, fuck. I can't find it. Is that about Anderson? Do you think?
There's been a few questions about Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he's finished? Yeah, he's finished, and rightly so. He just doesn't work in this side. He's another one like Haller. Loved him when he first come. I thought you said you fixed it.
I did, didn't I?
He did.
No, he just gone back down. Look.
Oh no, it's gone back up, man.
That's right. We can still see your faces, can't we? What's wrong with that? We can still see. I don't need to see your nipples, do I?
Yes, my nipples are my most important feature.
The thing is, I don't see. Let's be honest. Where does Anderson fit? You don't get in front of Bowen. You don't get in front of Lingard. You don't get in front.
He's not going to put. He's not going to put the work rate in, is he?
Exactly.
You know,
and he don't get in front of Ben Rama either. The only place you bring him in is to play behind the striker.
He could. Do you know what? He could work, Anderson. He could work in his side, but it would, it would really depend on getting a. I think if he played on the right side of the midfield, I think he could work because I think Surreal does double the amount of work. I think that always the problem is with Anderson is that he spent too much time in his own half, and then when it was time to get forward, he just couldn't be asked. It just seems to me like he's just got that sort of demeanour about him, and this team's all about working hard for each other. Like this team's all about work rate and covering each other.
I thought he was better in the middle. That's why I thought he was better in the middle, because when he was on the left wing, it's like he operated more as like a left wing back, and Creswell would overlap him and he'd do the defensive work. It's
weird the way he used to play, because sometimes you think to yourself like you're fucking working back too much. Then other times the guy's just strolling around like it was, he's walking around the park on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like,
the trouble was a lot of the time he just didn't. He just didn't look interested a lot of the time.
No, there was no sort of desire to get forward and all that. And to be fair, like I spoke to Lazio fans before he joined us, and that's what they said about him. He can be a well beater, Anderson, but he just has so many games when he just, he likes to go hide in and. He don't want to do anything, and he don't want to bust his arse. He don't want to get involved. And then there's other games when he picks up the ball and pings one in the back of the net for 30 yards.
That's the problem is his inconsistency in his performance. You didn't know what Anderson you were going to get, and when a team's not performing, you need a player that if they're not doing it going forward, they're making up for it in work rate. And Anderson weren't that player.
Yeah, it could work if he come back as a number 10. If we didn't find Lingard, for instance, I think he could work.
Yeah, to give him a go, at least try him in pre-season. But the thing is, I think the loan that we sent him on was completely wrong. The manager didn't even want him. He hasn't really had the opportunities.
That deal sounds a lot like a normal deal that we seem to have.
Yeah, so now he's gone into this side, and the manager's not really wanted. He's not really fit in, and he's not really getting opportunities. So it's not.
Chairman's told the manager you're having him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not helped at all. I would have liked to see him get a lot of game time, see what he can do, improve his confidence. So he comes back on a high, and either way, we can get to a point where his value increases. We can get a good bit of money for him, or we get a player back who's on high on confidence and ready to graft and get stuck in. But
4 times all season.
What's that?
He's played 4 times for Porto.
Let's be honest. You've got to look at he's played 4 times for Porto, who play in the Portuguese league that isn't that great.
But that's what I'm saying. If the manager don't want you, he's not really going to be inclined to play here, is he?
That's exactly the thing, and this is the problem. When you're loaning players out, you want players to be playing. So loan them somewhere where they're going to start.
If he's good enough for Lazio, he's certainly good enough for Porto. Surely to play in that league. So
you got to remember with
form's temporary, isn't it? So
he
might fuck off.
That looks so much better. That would look so much better, Nick, if you was at the top then.
Form's temporary. He might not want to be at Benfica. He might be strolling around like a Wally himself. You know what I mean? Like, what these players are like. You get there and the manager says you don't want you. Are you going to try? Probably not. It was. I think what Dan said is completely the wrong move for him. He should have gone back to Italy or Spain. That would have suited him more, I think.
Yeah.
Said we're not going to get a hungry player who wants to prove a point because he hasn't been playing.
We won't get 10 million for him.
No, that's it, and that's the problem is that when you send players out on loan, it should keep the value up. We're not going to get good money for Anderson, but it will free up a spot in the squad. It will free up a big wage within the squad if we do offload him.
Yeah, it's going to be a case, isn't it, that we're probably going to have to, if we can offload him, we'll have to. And a lot of those questions are about what striker would you like to see us get? Obviously, we've been linked with Armstrong for Blackburn, Ivan Toney, Brentford, El Esnai, I can't pronounce the key's name, from Spain, the Moroccan player, and someone else someone mentioned in there. Nicky's gone. Who was the fourth player that we were with? It was Sima.
I do like the look of the lad at Blackburn. He's
Armstrong, yeah.
Do you know what, Dan? I'll be honest with you. I want whatever striker Moyes wants because that's the one Moyes believes in.
Yeah, well, no. The thing is, and this is what I said on Twitter. The thing is, he's fully earned, my trust to say that. Look, Moyes, he's got a good track record since he come back with signings. And let's see who he gets. But it's interesting just looking at him. Just, obviously to theorise. Armstrong is interesting, but he's 5'8". He's got a bit of pace about him. So it's interesting to see if he can fit our play because he doesn't seem like the sort of player that can hold up play and do it in the air, but he has got the pace about him.
You're looking what you really when you look at the way Moyes sets his stall out with the way we play, you want to get a player that fits the mould of Arnautovic, fits the mould of Antonio. They're big, they're strong, they're quick, can hold the ball up, but also can play.
Yeah. No, that's it. And I think that Ivan Toney, he seems a bit bigger. He seems more of an aerial threat, but he may not have the pace. A lot of people are saying that. I can't pronounce the bloody guy's name. He's in the Spanish team and the Moroccan player. Someone's probably said it in the bloody chat, didn't they?
Dan Scott can't normally pronounce. No, don't mind that.
That's it. En-Nesyri. That's it.
The worrying thing is, Gray, is I normally go to Dan to teach me how to pronounce and practice.
En-Nesyri. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of him or seen anything, but he's the one apparently Moyes is trying to get. And he looks very interesting. Again, it's one of those you think, it's from Spain, but if he's got the capabilities and if he's got the attributes that we need to fit in this side, then that's who you go for. Simmer scored a banger last night. He's young. I think we need two players. Simmer, as a 19-year-old, could be someone we bring in as a future striker.
Who was the other lad? The very quick
one. I'll rule out and go for Danny Ings.
Danny Ings. If you go for, say, a Danny Ings and a Simmer, my only worry about Danny Ings is his injury record. His injury record is a concern.
He had that sort of long-term injury, but he hasn't really been injured for Southampton. But the way he plays, I think he'd suit us perfectly. He's such a good player, and we should have gone all out to sign him from Liverpool when they sold him for so cheap.
Yep.
I think it cost similar money because of his contract situation, but I also think a lot of it depends on where we finish. If we finish in the European spot, I think he might fancy it. If we don't finish in the European spot,
the rumor is he's being advised to turn down a new deal.
That's the player I was on about. That
Daka. Yeah, he's gone a bit quiet.
Yeah, then we spoke about him the other week, didn't we? When Ryan.
But no. If Ings is being advised to turn down a new deal at Southampton, then that could give us a bit of a chance. Then, if Moyes fancied it,
he fancies a go at Champions League, didn't he? So if we somehow squeezed in that Champions League spot, although we're not going to do anything, no one up the top's going to sign him. No one.
No, this is the thing.
Man United are not going to take it. Well, actually, Man United might.
Apparently, Tottenham are interested. Apparently,
they're not in the Champions League. They're not in the Champions League.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is what as much as he's getting, he's 28 now, I think. So he's going to be looking to. He wants to get as high as he can and play in the higher competitions. And you got to respect a player for wanting to do that because. I said you want to win things, and Southampton seem to be on the decline again for some reason. But we've got to be looking at players like Danny Ings. If none of the top sides come in for him, we should be trying to get him. We should be sniffing around him, getting him in. But he again isn't the answer on his own. We can't just go into next season. We'll sign Danny Ings. We'll be fine. We've got Danny Ings and Antonio. We need to be going out and getting these younger players who, like Moyes said, who are hungry. The players who want to play, want to prove something. Bring in an experienced player like Danny Ings, like what Moyes has done with Lingard. We've got Moyes' philosophy was we're going to bring players in who fit the team, who are young, who are hungry. We brought in Soucek, we brought in Surreal. We were players that are hungry and want to perform and want to play. We brought in Lingard, who he's a bit older and what the model that Moyes is looking at, but he's got a point to prove. He's hungry to play and. This is the thing. You've got Danny Ings will want to play. Danny Ings will want to get to the top level and play in the top competition. So
the thing is, though, the problem is, Scott,
we have to offer it.
Me and you have said this for a long time. So is we need to get another Antonio, right? Or and the same Antonio in and Arnautovic, very similar type of players. And Arnautovic obviously a little bit more technically gifted, but does Danny Ings really seem like a player that's in that mold? Can you see him holding up the ball? Turning, taking a few players on,
yes,
that sort of thing. You think he's?
I don't see Ings in that Antonio role. I see that Ings in that role that you saw against Sheffield United with the interchanging front three. Because Ings has proved time and time again, you get the ball to the byline and whip it across in the box. He's a danger.
Look what he done. I mean, I don't mean to be. I know it was offside or got ruled out, but when we played Southampton, look what he done to Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking ruined Dawson. He got the ball, flicked it up past him, and that was it. He was away. He's one of them players. Makes himself a bit of space in the box. Gets a shot in the box. There's a good chance it's going to go in, and that's what he is. He's exactly what John McCartney just said. What I was about to say is Lineker-esque. He's brilliant. I think he's a brilliant player. I'd love to have seen him at West Ham, but let's see.
So, the thing is, as well, is that getting a player like Ings and bringing in another forward as well, it gives us that opportunity that if we want to change to a two up top, you've got players who can complement each other. This is the thing. We're very one dimensional at the minute in how we set up. We've got to have that lone striker. But
we're having to be circumstance sort of.
Yeah, and it maybe I've destroyed my own comment in the way that the front three interchange against Sheffield United, but sometimes you just need that player with a killer instinct, and like you said, Ings has got that killer instinct. He knows where the back of the net. Unfortunately, with Antonio, I know he's almost, if he carries on the way he's going, he probably will become our all-time top Premier League goal scorer. He hasn't got that killer instinct.
I think he'll be our all-time Premier League goal scorer by the end of the season.
I hope so. I really do. I really hope so. I hope Noble gets up to 50 as well.
That's definitely nothing. That topic was on the agenda. Just get
no. You have to go.
No, we were saving that bit for when we talk about his golfing. But to answer this question,
anything, man, we're going on and on and on and on and on.
I think true, but I think
it's going to be like a 3-hour show.
I know. Sometimes I think people would rather talk about football than what sits or quavers. What's your favourite?
What's it all day?
We have been answering questions all throughout the show. To be fair, we've been putting up and interacting.
Let's do this. Let's do this one. Let's answer this one. Then do Antonio, and then go to ask us anything.
Right. Moyes who should Moyes sell in the summer? Obviously, we've already talked about Anderson, so there's no point going over that one again, is there? There's not many. We've got the smallest squad in the league. There's not too many players really that we need to be thinking we're selling that player. Really,
I think he needs to go.
Yeah,
as much as I like him, he's an impact sub at best now, Yarmolenko. So it's time that he moves on.
Going, I reckon. I think he needs a bit of a kick up the arse. I would obviously sell Anderson.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. Yarmolenko's not. I say since he had his injuries. Like I say, he's not been quite the same as he's better off the.
I think Ben Rama is not Ben Rama. Balbuena has said he's deciding his future and what he wants to do. He's going to have a chat with Moyes. It's going to be interesting to see where he stands because obviously now he's fallen even behind Diop.
I think he was unlucky. I think you said it in the watch along of the Spurs game, Dan, where you said he was just unfortunate, weren't he? He picked up that injury in the warm up against United and he was coming on, and Diop has stepped in and done fantastically. I think Diop, Balbuena, still has a place at the club. Yeah, even with Dawson coming in, I think the four of them, they seem to play. They seem to be getting a bond, and this is what I was saying earlier about players stepping in. They know how to play their roles as well as everyone else is in that back line.
I'll be honest, depending on what happens sort of with Declan Rice and the Declan Rice situation, which there's more nonsense been going on this week about how he's going to go for 50 million. I don't know where these people get their information. The last 2 years for less than he's worth. But unless we get to sort of towards the end of the season, I could see this being Noble's last season. To be honest, I can't see him carrying on.
Do you know what? I'm with. I know what you're saying there with Noble, but I'd like to see Noble one more time in front of fans. Do you know what I mean? To end his season to end his career as a player without having fans in there would. I know it was a bit silly when Terry retired from Chelsea and done that thing where he come off at whatever minute it was. Noble deserves to have that moment one last time, to have that whole stadium standing there clapping him. He deserves that for the career that he's put in. You're not going to see a player pull on the claret and blue and put that sort of effort in and career in that he's had.
I don't think he'll leave the club. I don't think he'll leave the club.
No, I'm not saying leave club, but
that's what Nicky said. That's what Nicky said. This is his last season. If he does, he'd have to retire and go to the coaching stuff. But I can't see him deciding that now he's going to go and play for another club. I just cannot see it.
There's many a lower league club that would love Mark Noble there.
There you go. Look, X has said that Noble's getting a new contract and they have coaching roles. Yeah, I can see him now to play a coach.
I was going to say, I think he's when he does eventually stop playing, I think he's going to be a bloody good coach. I think.
So should we? All right, let's
like the experience he's got.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And if we get the Champions League, he deserves to fucking experience it.
I'd love to see Nobes in the Champions League.
What against fucking Messi?
No, Lewandowski.
No, that being said, though, fucking Barcelona are in a lot of trouble, man.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they haven't been great this year, have they?
Well, they're talking about perhaps doing to them what they've done to Rangers.
Yeah, they again. This was something else they were talking about, and they were talking about TalkSport. And Simon Jordan was saying, it's because they've got no fans in the ground. But how is a club like Barcelona allowed to be that much in debt? It's ridiculous. I think they earn 250 million a season from crowds in the stadium.
Grounds in the world, though.
Oh, I know, but
they're paying Messi.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that they, it's ridiculous. That
they've been like that for years, though. They're running on a deficit. They rely on the money, continuous money from sponsorships, and while they're getting the Champions League finals and all that. But obviously, at the moment, it's not happening for them. So the money's not.
You had a golden era of Barcelona. You had, the likes of Puyol and Xavi and Iniesta that all come through their sort of academy. They was world-class players. Like, you got the likes of PK now that was the youngster at that time. on. His ability is waning.
It's transition.
And transition, yeah, we like that word. But, they just haven't got the money to if they're $1 billion in debt, where they're fucking going to buy players from? Messi looks like he's on his way out. He's 33 now. He's near the end of his career. They've got some good little players there. Don't get me wrong, like Ansu Fati and Musa Dembele and all of that sort of thing. But they're nowhere in the near of the fucking quality that they had.
No, I don't think Messi's near the end of his career, Nick. I mean, you have people like Ibrahimovic was playing to like 38, Ronaldo's playing. I don't think at 33.
I don't think Messi will get the top foot for as long as them, to be honest.
It's how well we look after yourself. That's the thing. You look at players like Ronaldo and Ibrahimovic. They've looked
even
after
themselves. Defoe was playing longer than that, wasn't he? Defoe was playing.
But it's what you can do, and Messi's a brilliant player, and he maybe move into a league that's not as quick will probably suit him a bit.
Yeah. So
he could go to PSG and start out big money.
He's 33. It depends how much he wants. He could go to America or
exactly. Go for the payday
and earn £2 million a week. Someone to pay.
Yeah. But yeah. So should we get back to West Ham and talk about the one of the subjects that's on our title today, Antonio? Potentially. I mean, look. I tweeted out the other day. He's about 6 goals off of surpassing Paolo Di Canio's record of 47 goals in the Premier League all time. I mean, it's embarrassing, really, when you look at it. It's an indictment of a thing. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's great for Antonio, considering he was stuck at right back for quite a bit. He's moved all around the pitch. And, Nicky pointed out in the WhatsApp group, if he breaks it, is he a legend? Will he be a legend at West Ham,
This is the thing. He's a modern day legend if he breaks that record.
But if you think about it, all of our legends were modern day legends at that day, because that was the modern day, wasn't it? Bobby Moore was a modern day legend in
No. Bobby Moore is a legend because of what he achieved.
No, but what I'm saying is, what are you saying? He's a modern day legend because we've not won nothing. We haven't won anything. Do you know what I mean? We've not won. This is the thing. A player is a legend for something they've achieved. Noble will go down as a legend because he had been at the club since he was a boy. He's come all the way through. And as I said, he'll probably be the last player we ever see start as a youngster and play his entire career at one club. What about Dix and Di Canio? And
Dix again, Di Canio, they're modern day legends. Because
Dan, you look at
legend.
But club legends. I mean, you look at put like Billy Bonds, Bobby Moore, Trevor Brooking. They've got stands named after them, so they endure even long after they've retired.
No, but I think they're
still considered club legends. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think they're a legend. There are levels of legend. Like your Trevor Brookings, your Billy Bonds, your Bobby Moore. They're top tier legends, right? You've got obviously. Players that are on a step down for that. A lot of people consider Tony Cottee a legend and McAvenny and players like that. They're not on this. You wouldn't put them on the level of a Billy Bonds or a Bobby Moore, but they're still considered legends. Yeah, Julian Dick's still considered a legend. Di Canio still. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where people. If you call someone, if you say Antonio's a legend, people say, well, you're saying he's on the same level as a Bobby Moore. No, it's that he has gone and he's become our top goal scorer in a time where it hasn't necessarily been the best period at West Ham, but he's still gone and to break that record. And of course, a lot of times it's how you gravitate to that player as a person. And I think his personality, is endeared to the fans. I definitely.
I just feel that the legend is thrown around.
Thrown about a bit too easily nowadays. Yeah.
I think you sort of have got to look at them people are the people in 20, 30, 40 years' time, will you mention Mikel Antonio's name? And if he's at one time our top goal scorer, then yes, you will, of course.
Because it's going to be a long time before someone overtakes it.
Goal scorer. But he's also done some other things for the club as well. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's, I don't think legend might be a bit of a stretch, but it depends what you define by legend. Will we still be talking about Mikel Antonio in 30 years' time? Like we do Dixie, like we do Bobby Moore, like we will Mark Noble? Yeah, I think so. I think his name will be mentioned.
That's what I think. That's why I think he will be known as a legend, but in the terms of like a modern day legend. Not.
I don't agree with this at all. There's very few times he's had dips in form.
No, he was after he got called up to England the first time. He was awful. Absolutely
but that's not as big. But what I'm saying, you're talking about a period of time. If you think when did we sign, like 6 years ago? So 6 years, all right, he's had a blip in form. But overall, he's been good and considered. Like I said earlier, he's been messed about. Bilic wanted to turn him into the next buddy Antonio Valencia.
Oh yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right back. And he's done a job. He's worked his ass wherever he's been put on that pitch. He's given it everything. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm not saying he's not worked hard. But he's had a dip. He had a big dip in form, and he's come back and. You know, he was one of the ones that I said 2 seasons ago that I wanted out the door, and he's proved me wrong. You know, as like Nicky said earlier, that's what you want to see.
Like that's what I mean. Like because I think now you're hitting. You know, we consider, like I said, if we're going to consider the Canio a legend, obviously he was a great player, but again, he achieved. Ultimately, became our top Premier League goal scorer. He had something special about his personality that fans gravitate to. But there's no reason
because the people that we call legends at West Ham are not going to be the same sort of legends that are at Man United, because they've got people that have won things and led them to things. They haven't won masses and masses and all that sort of stuff. So it all depends. It depends on the
I'll put it in.
There'll be people
heroes.
Be mentioning people from Ironworks that are legends, but we wouldn't know them, would we?
Yeah, no, because the thing is,
but like Dan said, or Scott said, it's of that my legends would be different. So like for legends for me, like Billy Bonds, like Alan Devonshire, Trevor Brooking. Your legends would be the Canio, Dix, players like that. So it's like you say, it's depends what time you're watching the club in, doesn't it?
Going on to a little bit, I don't think the Jamaica thing's going to help him.
What would you mean?
But you want to like, so sorry, just on this comment, legends evolve over time after the event. That is the thing. He'll be defined as a legend when he retires.
That's what I said.
Which is what I was saying earlier about like Billy Bonds, Trevor. They endure. Bobby Moore, they endure long after they've retired.
Yeah,
and they're still,
going back. I can see where you're coming from, Nick, with the Jamaica thing. But at the end of the day, if he wants to play international football, he's as much as he's playing well, he ain't getting in that England setup.
He's got all right in the world to go and play international football, and I think that's what your career should always navigate towards, is being one of the best 11 in for your country and whatever. And fucking hell, he's got all the right in the world to go and play for Jamaica. And I would not turn around and say he shouldn't and all that sort of thing. But with his injury record and all that, them sort of international break rests give him a rest.
Of course, that's it. That's the thing is
to play a game of football.
If the World Cup, didn't he?
That's the thing. If Jamaica have got a shout of qualifying for a World Cup, then he should do it. I think if not, then I wouldn't, because I'm with you on that, Nick. I think it would hinder him because he's got his hamstrings are not the greatest as it is, and going off during international breaks when he would just be doing light training and keeping himself ticking over to go and have to play a competitive match probably wouldn't help. And the fact that you've got a side like Jamaica, they're going to want to play him 90 minutes. They're going to want him to play. And if you've got 2 games in a short period of time and he's having to fly over to the Caribbean to play or somewhere, I don't know what their qualifying groups are over there, whether they play like the USA and teams like that.
Yeah, they do,
He's got that long haul flight over there. All right, he did go in first class, but it's still a long flight. He's going to be playing and training 2 games in a short period of time, then flying back and the way we are at the moment, he'd be back it straight in our starting 11. It would affect him.
Yeah,
but the thing is, at the moment, we're thinking as fans, though, aren't we, of the club? You know, as a player, you want to. That's the playing international football, playing for your country is the pinnacle. So, you know, you know, good luck to him. You know, we're talking about it selfishly as fans of our club, but just because we think, it's doing good, you know, there's no way in, you know, that he should not consider playing for his country.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Just because we're moaning about it, you know.
It's on the
But you are moaning about it.
No, I'm not moaning about it. I'm just saying. I'm with what Nicky said. I don't think it would help him prolong his career.
No, but it's an ambition as a player to play international football.
Listen. If we were all playing football and we were eligible to play for, you know, we weren't getting in the England side and we were eligible to play for Northern Ireland or someone like that, we'd go because you want to play international football. You want to play in the top level. You want to be able to say when you retire, I got to the World Cup. I played in the World Cup. I played in the Euros. You know, that's what you want, but. Just sometimes just got to look at how long you want to play football for.
All right, let's read the comment out. That's been up there for a while. So to be fair, Nicky, we should have covered by the time the World Cup comes around, and it's going to the World Cup is what dreams are made of. We need him play for the Reggae Boys selfishly, and that's the thing is we should not be relying on Antonio by that point. So we're not going to have to stick him in and have a point where we need Antonio to play at that point. We should have players.
That's not selfish. That's what every player's career, every player that enters that game should be looking to play at a World Cup. That is the tournament, and that is the biggest tournament. That is the biggest prize you can win in a game. You know, your top. You know, your prize shouldn't be the millions of pounds. It should be the glory. It's all about the glory at the end of the day as a player. And you know, the top prize is winning a World Cup. Whether you play for Jamaica or Ecuador or fucking, you know, Argentina, your number one ambition should be to be the best 11 players in that country and play for the country and represent
the biggest competition, isn't it? Like, really, I know I said Champions League's biggest, but in terms of viewing figures, the World Cup is a massive competition once every 4 years. Of course, you want to be a part of that.
As a fan, I don't want him to play for fucking England either, to be honest.
That's it, and that's the thing is, you know, at the end of the day, that's something you can have when he retires. He'll always have that cap playing for his country, playing for Jamaica. You know, it's obviously that's an achievement.
Of your career, playing for your country should be the pinnacle.
But big thank you to LV Irons for $5 super chat. Yes, he is a legend. He single-handedly kept us up last year. Thank you, LV. And that is the point. He honestly, them goals he scored last year, mate. Jeez, I dread to think, you know, what would have happened. So good luck to him. And look, it's if you consider him a legend, I don't think people should be angry if they want to say he's a legend. If you don't want to say he's a legend, that's up to you, I suppose.
Boys, we've got to start wrapping it up. I've got a story though. Who wants to hear it?
Quavers
is it a typical Nicky story?
It was a dream. It was the weirdest dream I've ever had. So we're at Ryan's house, right? He's just moved, right? Everyone's there. We're having a party at his house, but he lives in this fucking massive, massive house, right? And he's having a moving in party. So we're all there and we're all having a drink and all that. He's got a like a raised garden. He's laughing in the comments because he knows it's going on. A raised garden, and at the raised garden there's a ramp that goes into a swimming pool, right? A ramp goes straight into the swimming pool. So for some reason I've got a tricycle, right? And I'm riding into the swimming pool. Yeah. And I think it's the best thing that I've ever done. And I'm fucking having a right laugh. I'm fucking riding into the thing, going under the water, coming back out, getting a tricycle, riding back. Anyway, I think Rhino like that, right? So runs into the house. Yeah, the party's still going on, and I'm looking for him. And I think, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? Anyway, goes to his mum's there. I goes to his mum. Where's Ryan? And she goes, he's gone to bed, right? I was like, oh. So I goes to his room. It's pitch black, yeah. And I'm standing at the door. I go in his bedroom. I'm going, Ryan, Ryan, right. And all I can hear is Jade saying to me, turn the fucking light off. But I keep on saying to her, like, it is off. It is off, right? And she's going, just get out and turn the fucking light off, right? And then, for no reason, we're just back outside again, right? And he's got a tricycle, I've got a tricycle, and we're riding down into the swimming pool, and we're having a right laugh. For some reason, out of nowhere, Ginger Carroll's got a skateboard, and he starts jumping over the top of us, but he's getting really close. What? Like, our heads and that, and I'm getting like right upset. Yeah, we're getting right. So, fucking stop it, Gin! Stop it! Right? And we're riding in it, but he keeps on doing it. He's ruining our fun. So we chased him on the tricycle. He rides off on the down an alley. Right? We chased him down the fucking alley. Right? He's gone, and then there's a draft. Yeah. No shit. Right? There's a draft there. Right? And for some reason, it's being sick. Right? But every time it's puking up. Yeah, it's puking up maggots. Like it's puking up puke, but there's maggots. And I'm looking at the thing.
I haven't had dinner yet, Nick. Come on.
So I go to him, like, why is it puking up maggots? He goes, and he said to me, "Oh, he's ate some dodgy Chinese, right?" I'm like, "What?" And then he flew off on his tricycle, and I chased him, and that's where it ended. We was flying. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, you should have made or something. He was on.
Yeah, all right, next one. Don't take drugs, kids.
Yeah, you sure that weren't a trip or something you was on? Bloody hell. Everyone said you put drugs you on.
Did anyone else, when Nick was saying he was on a tricycle, have visions of, I think it's Madagascar, where the bears rise a little tricycle?
Does anyone, before we go, anyone want to know what our favourite crisps are?
Sure, I quite like the sea salt and vinegar kettle chips.
I like discos, salt and vinegar discos.
Nice.
Can't be a bit of discos.
Is that a question, Dan, or is that you going back to earlier?
No, it's usually on Ask Us Anything. That's usually the sort of thing we end up talking about. Favourite crisps, Pringles. Do you like?
Yes,
Fanta or Tango? Which one? Fanta or
Tango? But that's what Ask Us Anything is about, mate. That's what makes it so good.
Oh, yeah. But you do get some people who do get annoyed because they're like, "Don't like West Ham. I don't know what fucking crisp you like." That's in comments. People get really wound up by it.
But the world needs to know what Dan's favourite crisps are.
Exactly.
All I ever see Dan eating is onion rings.
Right, boys, I've got to go.
Go on, mate. Go. We'll finish up. Go on.
We're finished. Go on.
So what do you want to do? Should we do 10 minutes? Ask us anything?
Let's do,
yeah, go on.
Let's do 10 minutes. Wait a minute. Discos are not crisp. What are they then?
They're wafer thin.
Oh, do you know what? He might be American, and a disco over there. He doesn't know that a disco. We have crisps called discos. Do you know what I mean? To him, discos are a dance.
Ryan loves chili McCoys.
Chili. There's no such crisp as chili. You're talking about paprika.
There is chili.
Ones.
No, there is chili McCoy. There's sweet chili, isn't there? Ain't there a sweet chili one?
Oh, actually, no, Mexican chili. They're called Mexican chili.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Get it right, Dan. Get it right.
There's
God. Roast beef.
Oh, yeah.
You remember them?
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
Oh, they were lovely.
They used to burn your mouth a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or you said them in the pub.
But by the way, guys, you don't have to ask us about crisps. That was a joke. You can ask us anything you want. Football, non-football, right? A lot of people are, I think that right. This is the crisp section of the show.
Right, Andy Mills, what's your favourite biscuit to dunk?
Oh my God, I need to. Right. No, do you know what? I need to talk about this. It's dunking in tea, I presume.
Yeah, dunking in tea.
I have a real problem with people who drink tea. I have a serious problem with it.
What's wrong with tea?
I don't know why. Sometimes when I see people make tea, it makes me angry. I get a bit angry about it because I don't think anyone really deep down likes tea.
I like tea.
Tea. No, you think you like tea because you're supposed to like tea, right? When you first, remember when you guys first had tea? Tell me when you first had tea. How old was you?
Cool.
Oh,
late teens.
Did you? Oh,
I used to, my mum said when I was a baby, she used to give me a bottle of tea and that.
No, late teens.
Warm tea.
And when you drank it, Scott, did you go, oh, that's nice. That's a nice drink. You know what
I
I mean?
Yeah. But Dan, when I first drank beer, I didn't do that. Oh, that's a nice drink, but I like beer.
No, but beer, you know what I mean? Beer has alcohol in it. Alcohol, it gives you a certain effect. First, it relaxes your body, then it gets you in a state of a high.
What
right?
about non-alcoholic beer?
Well, I don't know why anyone. I'd never drink that. But
tea, this is it.
Tea, what the fuck is tea? I understand green tea. I understand that because it's health benefit. But the Chinese, they bring their tea over here and we go, what that needs? Fucking milk. That needs some milk in it. And it's not a nice drink. Everyone forces themselves to pretend they like it because it's British. There was always that kid. I remember when I was a kid and there was that other kid you knew that would drink tea. He'd ask tea when you wanted a fruit drink. You wanted a sunny tea. And I used to look at him like, you pretentious little twat. Just, trying to be older than you are. It's just, I don't think anyone really likes it. I mean, people just drink it because we're British and we have to drink it.
Dan, is it?
I know what you're saying, but I like tea. So.
I like tea. And anyway, just to reiterate, kids, don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
Back to the question. What's your favourite biscuit to dunk?
Well, I don't drink tea. Obviously, I don't dunk.
So me and Scott will take this one. Me and Scott will take this one then.
Go on, Greg.
I've got to admit, I do like chocolate digestive for dunking.
See, this is the thing. Dunking a biscuit, it's got to be a solid biscuit that isn't gonna break off and fall.
Or chocolate hobnobs. Chocolate hobnobs.
That is the dunking biscuit is a chocolate hobnob.
Do you know what?
Can't be doing with rich teas. That's like you have to go like that, don't you? Like, oh, there you go.
Yeah,
just a quick.
Do you know what?
Or nice
show. Yeah,
rich teas were made
for the dog, the rabbit.
Yeah, it don't make no sense, does it? Rich teas were made for tea.
Yeah, I know, but you've only got to get near it, and it breaks off. In your tea. That gives me the when a biscuit breaks off in your tea. There's no worse feeling of panic.
Yeah. I take offence to this, Dan. You look Brexit. You love tea, really. I'm bald equals Brexit.
Yeah, I've got this. This is an unusual one from Philip. Have you ever walked into the door?
One of my front teeth is chipped from school because I went to run through double doors, and I ran through the one that was locked. I went. It was one was open, one was locked, and I went bang, and I kicked.
I've walked into a lamppost, not a door.
I've walked into the door. Unfortunately.
When was the last time you tried tea, Dan? You know what? The last time I tried tea, I was probably 15, 16, right? I was around my mate's nan's house, and they're like, she makes the tea, and I'm like, how much? She goes, how many sugars you want? I go, 8. I had to have so many sugars in it just to make it palatable.
You can't have sugar in tea.
It's terrible.
I can't drink it with sugar in.
I know. It depends on the tea. Depends on the tea.
I had to make it at all palatable. I don't know. Like, why would you choose tea over a nice cold drink, like an orange juice or a nice fizzy drink or a water? Why would you choose tea over that?
Because it might be cold out.
People drink tea in the summer.
Yeah, because it cools you down.
It does that.
It's refreshing, Dan. Dan, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it, Dan. Just
how many people do you see with flasks of tea in the Sahara Desert? No, none. You wouldn't
Dan,
come.
When was the last time you went to the Sahara Desert, then, Dan?
Yeah.
There might be people out there with a thermos full of tea. You don't know. You've never been there.
Let's find it. Let's do it. No one drinks tea in a hot country. Like, no one does it. If you're going in somewhere where you need refreshment, you cool yourself down. You have something cold. Don't have something hot.
When I've been to Egypt and you go like some of the things you go and like the hospitality, they offer you tea.
Mm-hmm. I just think the thing is, as British people, we have weird quirks that just don't make any sense. British, it don't make fucking sense at all. It's a British thing, and I'm glad I didn't get into that at all. I don't drink any hot drinks. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink Bovril. I don't drink fucking hot chocolate. But yeah, it was. I was just burning me.
Maybe that's why you're so angry, Dan.
Yeah,
maybe it is. Maybe I need a cup of tea.
Calm yourself down. Calm yourself down.
When you get up in the winter and you're up early doors and it's freezing cold, mate, you appreciate having a cup of tea.
Nah, yeah. Do you know what you should have? You know what you'd have? You should have a little cup of minestrone soup or something, a little hot soup. That's what I have.
What, first thing in the morning?
I used to when I was at the why not? If you can drink tea in the Sahara Desert, why can't you drink soup in the morning?
I've had tomato soup from Greg's for breakfast a couple of times.
Do you know what? Oh, do you know I've got?
Mind you saying that though, I've had leftover pizza for breakfast and all sorts. So yeah. No, I'll take it back, Dan. Maybe a little drop of minestrone. Be all right.
You like whipped cream? A bit of whipped cream on a jelly. No, do you know what? I just thought of something. It's been on my mind. It's really controversial. As I'm upsetting everyone with my tea thing, I'm gonna come out and say this. Right, this is going to upset people. I really don't like the song "Twist and Shout." I don't like it. I don't like it as a song, and I know as a West Ham fan, it's sacrilege. But when people was doing all after the Spurs game, people was doing those. Have you seen them on Twitter where they make it?
Yeah.
It'd be like Moyes and Moyes. It's a picture of Moyes. Moyes going twist and shout like that. He's going, and I kept listening. I kept playing it, and I'm like, I just reminded me how I hate it. It's honestly one of the Beatles' worst ever songs. Honestly, if you sit down and listen to it as a song, sometimes it's a fun chant, but as a song. Is there any like West Ham fans where if you really think about it, you think, is this a good song? I like it a lot. I like the Beatles. I don't like that song. I don't know, how do you guys feel about it? Has anyone actually listened to it as a song and not just in relation to West Ham?
Yeah, I like the Beatles. I've listened to the original.
Yeah,
Dan's just upsetting everyone tonight. Don't like a cup of tea. Can I just say though, if you go around Scott's, he does make a very nice cup of tea.
Listen, I would love to. Honestly, that is one. It's so I find it really obnoxious, and the way he sings.
Next you'll be saying you ate bubbles, Dan. What's the matter with you?
Bubbles is a beautiful sort of melancholic song. It's got something to it. Like it's obviously the 70s version. It's a bit cheesy, but I like it. But the twist and shout, the singing on it is horrendous. It's so bad. Twist and shout. Oh, honestly.
But we ain't the Beatles, Dan. We're just like.
I was gonna tweet it, but I thought
fans who've had a few beers beforehand.
Yeah, there's better songs, isn't there? Like, why don't we sing? I'm trying to think of other Beatles songs that we could sing now.
Yellow Submarine. No.
Yeah, no, that's not a good one. What's that?
Hard Day's Night. Oh, Dan's frozen.
Dan's disappeared.
It's sort of like, it looks like a chat show. She's like,
right. Look at that. See, there's people agreeing with me. People agreeing with me there. It's it's not a good song. I prefer Sweet Caroline. I like as a song. It's not annoying.
Sweet Caroline's. I prefer Sweet Caroline as a song more than Twist and Shout.
Yeah, like what does Twist and Shout like? What has it got to do with anything? Do you know what I mean? Like
you're overthinking it, Dan. Don't
you know?
Exactly. Right, next one. Come on, move on. Pub crawl or sightseeing?
We normally manage to incorporate a pub crawl with a bit of sightseeing, don't we? Go on our little European jaunts.
That's it, mate. Depends who you're going with and where you are. When we go abroad, we sort of tie in the sightseeing while we're on the pub crawl.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's funny enough. You normally do if you do it that way. You normally find the nice little pubs that you don't really know about because they're not on the main parts.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I do like a pub crawl, and if you can get pub crawl and a sightseeing in, even better. Animal
get a bit of culture, Dan. Oh, London Calling.
London Calling. Why can't we sing that? Why can't we sing?
Do you know what? Right, I can't stand that song anymore.
Really, he's their most over. I love the Clash.
I like the Clash. I used to love the song, but I'm fed up of hearing it.
It's played to death. Yeah, it's done.
I'm just fed up of hearing it. There's certain songs that you hear over and over and over and over. That's one of them. I just can't stand it anymore.
That riff, it's just
it's a good song, but I just don't like hearing it anymore.
Yeah,
it's just every match day. Just gets to you.
Yeah, but that's on match day. Like, if you listen to it, you put your Clash album on or whatever.
Yeah. This is one for telly viewers, Breaking Bad or Dexter, if you've seen those.
Never seen Breaking Bad.
You would like it, Graham. I think you would like it. I have a feeling you would. It's a very good...
I've only ever seen a couple of Dexter as well. I've never...
Oh, Dexter. Go on, Dad. Go on.
He was about to follow on from what he was saying. I was going to give my answer.
I've seen season 1 of Breaking Bad and it was good. But Dexter was brilliant, I think, for about... I can't remember what season it was, but 2 or 3 seasons, Dexter was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think the season, the best season was the one with... who was the guy out of Harry and the Andersons?
What, the dad?
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, John Lithgow.
Is that him?
Is it John Lithgow? And he done the voice of love.
Why is it just Harry?
The one who played the dad in Harry and the Andersons.
Yeah.
Is it the one who played the dad? Yeah, John Lithgow.
You're going the wrong. You're getting a long way around telling us Breaking Bad or Dexter.
I'm going Dexter because that season that he's in is absolutely brilliant for me.
I have to go Breaking Bad. I thought it was so just well done and well acted, and it's one of the ones I watched the first couple of episodes once, right, and I didn't get into it and I left it, and I was like, everyone keeps talking about it, let me make myself watch it, and I just couldn't stop then, and yeah, really, really good. Someone said 40 Towers. What?
40 Towers or?
You keep... Oh, sorry. 40 Towers or Steptoe and Son. I can't find it, and I have to say 40 Towers.
Yeah, I liked them both, but 40 Towers for me.
40 Towers. For
me I
well.
like I like Steptoe and Son, but Steptoe and Son I don't see as... I mean, I'm a big classic British comedy fan, right? And I don't put... You dirty old man. I don't put on the elite... Like, the elite classic British comedies, the Blackadder's, the 40 Towers. I even put Dad's Army up there. And yeah, I love
Dad's Army. Quality comedies. And I just think Steptoe and Son is good, but it's not on the top tier. But 40 Towers absolutely is. Love Monty Python. Love Monty Python.
Miss Emmerich, first thing you're gonna do when you're able to be free.
First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stay indoors and let everyone else rush outside, and I'll wait till it calms down a bit. Everyone's talking about what they're going to do on the 21st. I'm going to go to this bar. I'm staying right indoors, let everyone else go. And when the novelty runs out, I'll go and wait till it calms down a bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone just seems determined to get straight down the pub.
Yeah, that's the thing. As much as do you know what? I'm looking forward to be out to go and sit in a pub beer garden and just have a few beers. I'll be honest, right? This is really sad because but it's not sad, but I want to be able to go out with the missus and have a pub lunch because we used to do that quite often and we ain't been able to do that. So that's the thing. And then I want to go out with the boys and have a beer.
Yeah.
A few beers.
Yeah.
Scott,
I'm just looking forward to going to be able to see sort of some family I haven't seen, haven't been able to see, or some friends go around your mate's house. Like I went to Scotland, I come out and I dropped some bits around to you over Christmas. I had to stand at the gate and you was at the door.
Yeah,
I was about 10 feet away.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely go probably stay down my mum's for a bit. Go visit her and that.
So, I want to go and stay at my mum and dad's for a couple of days. Have a drink with dad, give me mum, dad, my brother a big hug.
Funny Abzadab should ask this question. Fourth is we get top 4. Nicky tweeted out that he's going to get Jesse Lingard's face tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, I saw that. Is
that one of those things? If like once you've said it on YouTube, he's got to do it.
Yeah, he's committed.
He's doing it. He's doing it. It's happening. Don't worry.
Honestly,
we'll see Nicky on tattoo fixers next year.
Yeah, because we could get top 4, and then Jesse Lingard just goes back to Man United, and he's got Man United. And do you know what I mean? Imagine he comes and scores a hat trick against us, and he's sitting there with this fucking Jesse Lingard tattoo on him.
Yeah.
What's Scott's Twitter?
Do you know what? It's not come up. Is at what is it, Dan?
At Scotty C _ 31, wasn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
At Scotty C _ 31.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Look what someone sent me. Tea in a desert, Dan. Wait a minute. Listen, he's a local. He's a native.
But he's still drinking tea in the
desert. He's still drinking tea in the desert, Dan. You didn't specify. You didn't specify.
Exactly. You didn't say it was Tetley tea, did you?
It's Tetley. It's not PG tips.
Matt, thanks for asking, mate. All going good at the minute. So, yeah, it's all good.
Jeez. People are going to be on my Twitter just like getting all my anti-tea, anti-twist and shouts. That's going to come back to bite me.
Dan's getting Tetley abuse.
Do you know what? It's fuck tea. That's what I'm going to say. Why is there Arsenal? And then we get fans of lots of other clubs who watch our stuff.
Everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah. What's happening with the big match preview?
It's coming back. I've had a hell of a lot going on lately, and my head's not been in it and not been right. So, it'll be back. It's coming. Let's get this week out. Probably what we got after City.
Shit. I don't know. Arsenal coming up. We've got Man United coming up. We've
got Man U coming up. We've got Brighton coming up as well, mate.
Hopefully everything goes all right. I'll be back up and running next week.
For the Leeds United game on Monday, the 8th of March.
That's it. I'll make sure the preview will be back for that, I promise.
Oh, yeah, fuck. I didn't even need to go. Everyone's got it in the corner. Did I even need to do it myself? You guys have got us covered. So, no, appreciate that, everyone. Predictions tomorrow. We didn't even get to the predictions, did we?
I don't want to be the harbinger of doom here.
I'd love it if we could get a 1-1 or something, or 0-0. But I just think at the moment, Man City, the way they're playing, they're going to have too much about them.
I think someone did put up on that Antonio 1-0 is 220 to 1. I don't know how true that is.
I saw my mum said.
Yeah, I'd love to come on post-match Pint and we've just won 1-0, and I'll say, well, shows what I know. But I don't know, just the way they're playing at the minute. They've got 4, 5, 6 players that can really hurt you.
So, what did you think? You saying we're going to lose, Graham? Is that what you're saying?
I'll say I'd love it if you offered me a point now, I'd have your arm off. But I don't know. I just think they're going to be 2.
So give us a score.
I don't know.
I'm going for, so long as we don't concede early, I'm going for a 1-1.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying 1-1. I fancy a 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Gray?
I'd love to say 1-1, but I don't know if it might. Maybe they might nick it 1-0.
Oh, Graham. No.
Dan, it's Man City. Oh, I'm not going to be completely blinkered. They've won 19 in a row.
Oh,
I know it's got to come to an end at some point, but I don't know. I'd love to say 1-0, but
it's one of them. I think if so, as I said, so long as we don't concede early doors, the longer we're in the game, that first 20 minutes is going to be really important. You know, if we can show them what we're about and not just be barrage after barrage of City attacks. And the one thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that when we do get a set piece, we don't play it short.
It is. If we win, Dan, do you know what I'll do? I'll drink tea. On post-match pint or something. I'll do a tea. And listen, Roy, you are American. I don't know if you know and understand how bad British tea is, right? American.
Dan, just you're not going to win this argument, Dan. You're not going to win.
Some people backed me, but Roy, trust me. Try and see if you can get some online. You put a tea bag in it. You put some hot water in it. Then you put the milk in at the top. You mix it. Take the tea bag out, and have this brown liquid. That
Roy's going to come back in a minute and say, "Yeah, I love tea."
This question's coming a few times. How much do you three personally hate Millwall?
Do you know what? I don't really hate them, to be honest. I mean, we don't play each other that often, and I've got a few mates who are Millwall. Mill get on really well.
It's hard. The thing is,
obviously when the days we play them, then it's do you know
what? It's hard to hate someone in it when they're just not present. Do you know what I mean? They're not there to the fans to wind you up, and you don't have to deal with them. They're just not. They're almost a non-entity to us in a way.
That's the thing. There's a rivalry, but because we've not really played them that much in the past few years, I don't see the fascination when people say, "Oh, we want Millwall in the cup." I just don't see the fascination in it because I don't see them as Millwall as Millwall. I don't see them as a rival anymore. Yeah. If we were playing in, look, I know I get the rivalry, I understand the rivalry and where it all comes from, but to have a proper rival, you need to be playing, constantly. And we haven't even. It's like you look at me and Graham. Funny enough, we had this conversation the other day, Gray, didn't we? And we were saying about Portsmouth and Southampton, teams like that. They're fierce rivals, but they've played
each other often.
Yeah, but they've played each other a lot in the past 10, 15 years. We've played 8 times.
I think that's why a lot of people do say they hate Spurs more, is because we end up having to deal with Spurs fans more times. When we play them, all that Yeshua Cup final stuff and all the crap that calling us pikeys and stuff. Like, we have to put up with it, so that the hatred ends up building. Whereas Millwall, like I said, because we don't play them, it's hard to really hate someone that you don't even think about. I don't even think about Millwall like most of the time, honestly, because they're just not even on our radar. I would like to see them come up. I would love to see them come up so we can have that, like, the rivalry back in the league. I love rivalry in football. I like that hatred. I love tribalism in football. It makes it exciting.
Exactly, that's it. And the thing is as well, with the massive rivalry that we've had, you look at Millwall and I'm sure the things when we were raising money for Isla and things like that, like Millwall fans were donating, and they were one of the big ones of cancer has no colours. And I think Millwall have got a bad rep. They do some good stuff, Millwall, but I don't. As I said, I look at Spurs more as a rivalry now because they are probably our closest Premier League rival in distance.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just one of those. So have 25 donates 25 CZK. I think Czechoslovakian credits. I'm not sure, but support from Czech Republic. Great work, lads. Hashtag number 28, number 5. And I tell you what, we are loving those lads. We are loving it. So thank you for the 25 CZK, and thank you for Sufal and Soucek.
Yeah, we're losing people left, right, and centre here. Nicky's gone, Dan's gone. I think we need to call it a night, mate.
Dan's gone.
Graham's gone. Sorry.
Someone tell me what Czech krona.
I should know that. I was only there 2 years ago?
Czech Republic credits, I said, or something. Yeah, Czech. I think for the Czech krona. So they haven't been pushed over on the put on the euro yet. That's cool. I like that. Not people are going to think I'm Brexit again. No, I just
that's why it's a good place to go for a weekend away on the boot.
No, that's it. It's cheap. That's what I like because back then you'd go to these countries and you'd get a lot out of your money. Whereas when it's on the euro, everything's sort of like on an even field, so you can't just go and think. Czech crowns, Sesk Koruni. Come on, you irons. Czech crowns, Sesk Koruni. I'm not saying.
I think he's donated 3 lots now. So
you have to do that, mate. You don't have to do that, mate. We'll if we might come down there, we'll have to buy you a beer on there. But, it's I do want to go out to like a place like Eastern Europe because like you've always told me good things, Scott, and you always have a good time out there.
Yeah, we've had a fantastic time. Every touch with everywhere we've been at in Eastern Europe, been brilliant.
I was thinking krona, so it's not krona. What's krona then? Where's that from?
I've probably still got some in the cupboard somewhere.
Where did you get them from then, Scott? The krona, because it's not krona. It's
honestly, mate, I don't know what it is.
Kai said up the ICF 4-9. Let's see, Kai. I think Kai might have been I think it's say Kai or Syed, but he might have been the same one who asked if I was the head of the ICF. That's what you do to be one of the top guys in the ICF is be bald. Just be bald. You go in and they promote you straight away, and you're one of the chief lieutenants of the ICF. That's all you need.
Corona is Danish, apparently, Dad.
What's that?
Danish and Swedish, I think. Corona.
Right, Corona. Look at it.
Swedish and Norway, someone said.
See, this is a vicious propaganda that's perpetrated on this channel that I'm tight, right? And I listen. I buy people drinks, but I like everything. Sometimes, this comes from the whip, right? When we was all out having a drink after the game, and we all put money into a communal whip, right? And we're there. All I'm getting. Scott's getting it. He's drinking. I can't remember what Scott was drinking at the time. I was drinking Carlsberg, cheapest drink.
I think I was drinking the same as you at the time.
Yeah, Carlsberg. I like Carlsberg. It gets shitted on, but it's the cheapest drink on the menu. So everyone's drinking. Getting reasonable price drinks. So here comes, old Tom, right, strolling in, dipping his hand in the whip and going, right, yeah, I'll have a San Miguel. And I was like, what? Whoa. What do you mean you're getting a San Miguel out of the whip? He's like, I want to drink a San Miguel. I said, wait a minute. Do you know how much a San Miguel is? I said, we're all drinking reasonably priced alcohol here out of the whip. I said, if you keep going back, if you keep fucking going on these San Miguels, we're going to fucking burn through that whip if you keep getting on these San Miguels. And he ended up getting like a Carlsberg or something.
No, he put an extra $5 in just to
he did, didn't he? He put in an extra $5. Yeah. No, but that's it. Like, I'm not so. It's not that I have a problem with buying drinks because I do buy it, but you just gotta. I looked at it and I thought, right, well, if he keeps buying it, we're not going to get longevity out of it.
You look too much into it.
I was doing it, but Scott, I wasn't just doing it for me. I was doing it for you. I was doing it for Nicky, for everyone. I was thinking of everyone, not just myself. Right. Tom at the time was thinking of himself, right? He wanted that San Miguel. He wanted a higher class of beer. And it's
the same as you like. If you stop drinking, then you don't put as much in the whip. So it's balances out as it goes along.
You say that. Is Graham not coming back? Is he generally?
I think his battery's died, mate. That's why he disappeared.
I thought I saw him walking away. I thought, oh, well, he can't wrap it up until he comes back and says goodbye. Is he like, that's it? He's gone, or what's he doing?
I think he's gone.
The only piss take on a whip is asking for a double. What do you think about that, Scott?
Well, no, because if you're on shorts, you start with a double.
It's Scott, do you not think do you think anything goes in a double? Then you can just in a whip. I mean, you can just go and.
Yeah, because people drink different drinks. You know, the only thing I don't do is if someone's on soft drinks, I don't ask them to put as much into the whip as other people. Because normally someone who's drinking soft drinks will probably only drink half the amount you're drinking anyway.
That's what I mean. Like, so you wouldn't. Yeah, it's got to be.
The rules for me and a whip, right, is that everyone puts in the same unless you're drinking soft drinks.
Yeah.
And no shots out the whip.
No shots at the whip. No bottles out the whip. Yeah.
If you want a bottle, you can have a bottle. It's what you want to drink.
What, a bottle of wine? You can get a bottle of wine out of the whip. Get a champers. Get a bloody.
Yeah, but you don't put. What whip have you ever been in where someone's gone, I'm having a bottle of champagne?
This is someone like that. And I think like Koppenberg as well, which is nearly a £5 a bottle. I'd raise my eyebrows at that. You know, nearly a £5 for a bottle of Koppenberg. You should be putting extra in the whip. It's just things you know. Things you don't do. And it's the same when we did the shared bill. I stopped doing shared bills for dinners, right? Because you know, me and Jace, we was like, no money left. Let's just get like the chips. Let's just get chips and a water because we wanted to save our money for the big night out on the stag. And like everyone else is ordering their beers, like wings, everything, right? And it comes through and it's like, oh, it's £20 each. And I'm like, whoa. I've bloody got the
that's the thing. Yeah. But again, if you're when you're going out for a meal with people, that is it. If you've just got someone who's, I'm just having chips, you don't then go down, your share's 20 quid. What you do is you say, well, yours is a £5, everyone else is whatever. You know, that's it's like going out for a meal. You have 3 courses, I have 10 courses, and then expect you to pay for some of mine. You wouldn't do that. Nicky and Ryan have got a story about that when Nicky went out as a group, and people were buying cocktails and things like that, and then wanted to split the bill. That's a no-no. Yeah,
take the piss. No, apparently 25 Czech crowns. I think was what he said. It's like one beer here, 80p. That's what I love about it. That's what I mean. But it's a few people have said that. No, I'm not a Stella man, John. I like either Carlsberg or I like Amstel. And someone said, "Do we not like Koppenbergs?" I like Koppenberg.
Koppenbergs are lovely in the summer.
I'm saying, they're a £5, near enough £5 thing. You don't get them out the whip. You just don't get them out the whip. I don't, unless everyone's getting them. Unless everyone's going to have, let's all get Koppenbergs, and then you're all in. But if everyone else is getting £2 odd fucking beers, and you're getting double the price, you need someone like me just to keep an eye on things, manage it, police the whip. I'm the
you're the so next night out then, Dan, you're the whip holder as you're the one policing the whip.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to go right. Let's look at the figures.
Do you know one thing I hate about holding the whip is you just end up with a pocket full of change.
Yeah, you do.
Every time you go up to the bar, you think, "Oh, I've got to get rid of this change. Got to get rid of this change," and you just end up whopping out a £20 note and getting more change. Like, for Pete's sake, you know.
Yeah, that is the downside of it. You know what I mean? But sometimes. Yeah, you know, you got to do what you got to do, and you got to just make sure that no one is taking. Because some people will take the mickey. They will take the mickey there, and I think it's just that if everyone's putting their money into it, you just got to. So I wouldn't say that I'm not the sort of person who won't try and buy people beers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. Some people like to put that myth out there, but
no,
you'll see.
No, Dan's bought me a beer, so he's not
wait a minute. Don't sit here and say that. A beer. Dan bought him a beer once.
Dan, this is the way forward. Look, put your card over the bar and report it stole.
Do you know what? That might be. That's a nice.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Do you know? Yeah, that is. Do you know? I don't know if anyone's tried that and that's worked, but that's brilliant. Especially as well, you know, because they got CCT, you can wear a mask. Because you know, even
at the moment, you can't get away with it. You have to wear a mask when you go out to the bar. Well, you can't even get out in a minute, but yeah,
yeah. So no, Orangey Boom. I'll never drink that again. Honestly, so bad. That is so bad. Have you had Orangey Boom?
No, never had it.
It's one of them super strong drinks.
Yeah. as much as I enjoy having a beer, I don't want to go down the getting drunk that quickly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Frosty Jack cider and Scotty's a strongbow man. Frosty Jack is it that tap one? Is it that flat?
I've never heard of Frosty Jack.
Oh no, Frosty Jack, isn't that one of them White Lightning type I don't know say what the political correct term is for what I want to say. Alky ones.
A drinker's best friend, as we call him.
Yeah.
Like a Tenant Super King type drink.
I'm not a big cider guy, to be honest. I'm really fancying a beer. Like I said, I'm looking forward to going that. I said, Scott, it'll be good when we get together. We're gonna have a big drink, and hopefully I think Nicky's planning some sort of event, like a live Friday night pint or something, where you can all come down. I think that's in the works. I think he's mentioned it before, so it'd be great to people that can come. Have a drink with you guys.
I have to wet the baby's head by then, hopefully.
Yes, we will. And hopefully, if we get a European tour next season, hopefully, some of the people that are watching in Europe, we can come and see you guys. Imagine, we get like Slavia Prague, we get to go over there to the Czech Republic and have a good drink with all like the fans over there. That'd be brilliant, man. You could just see it, like a good drink up.
If we end up in the Europa League and we're playing out there on a Thursday night, I think I might carry it on to a Saturday and a Sunday and then.
That sounds like a plan, mate. Do you know what? We got this excited the last time we was in the Europa League. The last 2 times we got all excited, thinking, "Oh, we're going to go here, we're going to go." And was knocked out by.
Yeah, we couldn't get it going.
Remember, we had those European Tour T-shirts. Thinking, everyone's going to wear these all over Europe, and we didn't even make it to the group stages. I'm out of bevs. So maybe I'll go to the shop now and get some bevs. Actually, as we wrap this up, it's been a long one today, isn't it? Like people have just. No, it's been good. Like I always like, like doing the comments and stuff and chatting to the people in the comments, and that's what I'm doing about the watch-alongs. I'll really miss the watch-alongs when I'm at the games because I've loved watching it with the viewers and that.
The thing is, we'll still be able to do watch-alongs for the away game. So it's
the games. The games
won't be as many.
No.
But that's the thing, mate. We want to get back to being able to watch football.
Yeah, I just won't miss the bloody journey to the London Stadium. I hate it, honestly.
I'm with you, mate. That's the one thing I've not missed. I've not missed the travelling and being out the whole day. So
and that's what I was thinking. Being out the whole day because people don't realise we get home sometimes like gone midnight at a 3 o'clock kickoff.
It's the only time we like the early kickoffs because we actually get home at a reasonable time.
yeah. No, that's it. It's but like when I was thinking last week when we was against Spurs, 12 o'clock kickoff, I was thinking, could you imagine? Like, you have to get up early to get down there and do that long walk and all the commotion to get in there.
Well,
that's why it's late.
12 o'clock Saturday kickoffs are going to kill me next year because my hours change. So.
Oh yeah, that's it. Dan, can I meet you all when we are allowed? I love West Ham fans. Yeah, of course. Like, I mean, people usually when we're filming fan cams, people come and say hello, or if they see us at the game, they come and say hello. And like I said, if you want to come to one of these events that we do, that Nicky's planning, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. All goes to plan. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I'll have 25 as donated. Two drinks worth. Last one from me. Best beer in the world, Czech Pilsner Urquell. Czech Pilsner Urquell. I'm going to look up
that. I'll try that.
Pilsner Urquell. I'm going to Google that so I can see the can. So there's an Eastern European like off license embarking. So they must do it. That's where we got the orangey boom from. But WHU Slavia would be bloody amazing. Let's hope we can get those Champions League, Europa League spots. Yeah, I'd be
fingers crossed.
Places like that. I'd love to. I think our fans deserve like good European away day. They just being locked up. So you wouldn't like it. It's over 2%. Listen, Amstel is relatively strong. I like 4% Budweiser. It's but and I said I've drank Orangey Boom. I've drank Crest. Have you drank Crest, Scott?
No, never drunk that, mate.
Crest is like 8-9%. I've drunk Tennants before. Listen, I'm making myself sound like an alcoholic, but you just got to try. Sometimes you just want to, when you're having a drink with your mates and you're like, right, you start going mad. And you're like, let's just drink the strongest drinks, and then you regret it massive.
I've never done that, mate. I've never thought I'm going to go and drink a can of Tennants.
I think it'd be good to end on. There's a question. I know what question I'm going to end it on. Actually, I've seen it, but Roy's donated $5. I'll be there start of November. Take the night off from the whip, Dan. I'll just pay the tab as always. Appreciate y'all. Come on, you Irons. Roy May Jr.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate. That's another thing that annoys me is now British people, and it's not Roy is American, but British people have started saying y'all now. Have you seen it on Twitter?
Yeah.
And it makes me cringe, It's a Southern American thing, isn't it? Y'all. You all.
Or
Texans, yeah. But yeah, I'm sure people in obviously, but it's isn't it? Like it's one thing like you all, but British people have just started saying it now. It's the thing. Yes, I am Waz James, and the question I'm going to end it on is Quavers or what's it?
I'm going what's it. I love what's it. My boy loves what's it as well.
Yeah, but they get on your fingers, don't they? They get.
That's after fun, mate. That's after fun.
And they get stuck in your teeth and on the roof of your mouth, don't they? They get stuck on the roof of your mouth. Yeah, Quavers are more crunchy and cleaner, crisp, and so Quavers. So yeah, that's the question.
That's the one to end it on, mate. That's the one to end it on.
WHU Bell $5. Got a good feeling about tomorrow. But we will be back. Yeah, I'll be back in the morning. Pretty much the morning. We'll be back reacting to the lineup for the watch along. So do join us tomorrow. But no, I've enjoyed this, guys. I've liked this little ending with me and you.
It's all right, isn't it? I've enjoyed it. It's been good. I had a rough day. I've had a rough couple of days at work. Been really busy. Had a really rough day today, so it's been nice to have a chat.
The thing is with me and Scott is like we sit together at the London Stadium. We end up going to a lot of the away games together.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk a lot. So we always have good chats. So yeah, it's been nice the two of us having a good chat, and with you guys in there. Everyone's
as long as we've had a proper chat since all this began. So it's been good. It's been really good.
It is. You will probably be back in on for the Southampton game, Scott, but I won't be. Because you've bought your season ticket. You paid it all off.
I won't be going, mate, until we can all go. There's no point in it. We didn't really touch on that. About maybe we could talk about that tomorrow on post-match pint about the Moyes' comments about fans going back in. But I don't want to go till everyone's going. So
we'll see. So we'll be back for that. A lot of people saying, "Am I going to go have a cuppa?" Listen, I'm going to get my mug, my teacup, which I do have one, and I'm going to have a nice water in it. I'll fill up with water. Drink it out.
I'm going to go and have a chamomile tea before I go to bed.
Chamomile tea? That's like a green tea?
It's a herbal tea. It's quite nice. It's quite nice.
Scott's culture. See? You don't go and stick bloody Cravendale in it or something.
No. You don't have no milk for that, mate.
But thank you guys so much for watching. I know. Thank you for putting up with me, even though I've probably offended half of you with my twist and shout.
Thank you all for your donations as well, everyone who's donated.
Yeah, thank you for those who donated, and thank you. Even if you haven't, and you've just put your comments in and you've watched, or give us a thumbs up. It's all appreciated. We are going to have, like I said, the watch along tomorrow. A lot of people have commented how nervous I make them when watching the game.
I was driving. I couldn't watch the game, right? So my radio in the van I got don't work. Right, so I tried to download an app, it wouldn't work. So in the end, what I've done is I connect the Bluetooth to the radio, and then I put the watch along on. And you were making me nervous while I was driving.
Do you know what? Someone commented on the video. Dan's making me nervous, and I already know the result. That's the thing. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be super on edge because we're going to be facing a lot of shots. So it's one of them things. Like I get really I get really into it to the point of like when there's an attack and the ball's going near the goal and it ends up going super wide. I'm like, oh shit! And then you realize, oh, that went wide. But I'm so emotionally invested, and I'm always.
You think the way that the end of that Spurs game was, if we were at the stadium, we would have been literally like just standing there in silence, like just praying that the ball down the back of the net.
No, that's what I was saying, Scott. You know, you sit with me a lot of the time. You know, see, we talk, but when it gets tense, you know, I'm like that. I'm just like
you just sit there and you may mention a few words or something like that, or sing a song when it comes up, but most of the time you're sitting there just going,
yeah. But that's it. Like, I'm gonna be a wreck tomorrow. So unless we just cruise the game and we're just battering them, you know, then I'll be a bit more relaxed. But that won't happen.
Said we get confident but wary. That's how I'm approaching this one.
Yes, I'm excited because there's no expectations on us.
Yeah, exactly.
We can go. Yeah, I'm relaxed about it in general, but when I'm watching the game, I'll be a wreck. So we're looking forward to it. So again, it's an early one, so we get the game on, get the fan cams done. We'll be there for post match pint. You be there, Scott? You on post match pint?
Yeah, mate. I'm on call, so hopefully I don't get called out. So I'm there so long as I don't get called out.
Dan, check for CZ forfeit. Oh god, there's a lot of people there. Oh, T, yeah. So if we win, T, no sugars, you savages. I will. I'll drink tea on post match pint. I will have a cup of tea. If we win. And do you know what? I'll be happy drinking that because we'd have won.
It'll be the best cup of tea you've ever had, mate.
No, but you know the thing is, it takes me a long time to drink tea because it's horrible. So I end up just sipping it until it's gone. So I'm going to be sipping it throughout post-match pint. It's going to take me ages to drink it. So that's official. If we win tomorrow, I'll have a cup of tea. And if we get a point, I'll have half a cup.
There you go. No, you can have sugar in it, but you can't have 8.
with twist and shout in the back. I can't play it on the YouTube channel because of copyright, but I will put a video up and I'll listen to twist and shout. I may even sing along to it if we win. It's so funny. I don't know the things I have. It really seems it's really controversial. I think bloody hell, like my gripe with Camden Town. You know, that's obviously a lot of West Ham fans don't like that tea, and now twist and shout, which is a West Ham staple song. So what else am I going to do to upset West Ham fans on a West Ham channel? Stay tuned.
I'm sure you'll find something, mate. I'm sure you'll find
Yes. So tomorrow, can't wait. So once again, thanks for everyone. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up. And